Welcome to everybody. Sorry, I'm laughing. Um, um, it's good to be here. It's good to be here on the closing argument. Welcome to everybody. We're going to be having a fascinating discussion today. The rest of the panelists will be joining us very soon. Want to say thank you to all of our followers, to all of our supporters who continue to follow us and support us. We want to thank our partners at Truth FM, Real TV, and Truth FM, Hot FM, Puma FM, I believe Smile FM in Grand Jita County. It's also relaying this Puma FM. All these radio stations that are relaying the closing argument. We want to say it's going to get very interesting as we head towards these elections. Very, very interesting. We're going to begin a new series of things that we're going to start to do. Obviously, we all are going to be starting to get ready to start to head to Liberia over the next couple of days. I believe some of the guys, Peabody is already in Monrovia. Not Monrovia, sorry. He's in the region. Let me not put Peabody in trouble. He's in the region. He should be heading to Liberia in a few days. I will be joining very soon over the weekend or so. I'm not going to give the exact date of my arrival, but we want to say that we're going to be coming there to participate in an historic election. Very historic election, giving us an opportunity to participate and do what is the most important and the most civic thing that any citizen can do in a democracy. You know, Barack Obama once said that the most important job or the most important office in a democracy is the office of citizenship. And so we do not take for granted our responsibilities as citizens of our country. So I do want to say to all of you who have the right to vote. I know there's a lot of people who probably did not register to vote. Those of you who have the right to vote, go out there and exercise your franchise and let your country hear from you. Let your people have an opportunity to listen to your voice through your vote. We call on all of the actors. We call on political leaders, political parties, civic society, all of the folks, all of the stakeholders in these elections. We call on them to remain peaceful, to continue to encourage our people to go out there and make the best decision in the interest of the country. A lot is happening. Again, like I said, the rest of the guys will be joining very soon. A lot is happening. Presidential candidates are crisscrossing the country. Dr. Clarence Monimba, I believe, was somewhere again in another county. I saw what I would consider an extremely impressive welcome of President George Weah in Maryland. I was watching the video and I was shocked. Not shocked is not the right word because he won Maryland in the last election, but I was amazed at the level of support that he is polling in that area, taking into consideration all of the propaganda that I've seen around. I saw this famous picture of President Weah standing in the middle of a road that has not been rehabilitated. But apparently, the people in the Southeast are not buying into the propaganda. They clearly seems to be very resolved in supporting this president. And so I saw his welcome. His welcome was extremely, extremely impressive. The former vice president of Liberia, Joseph Newman Boakai, is in Lofa. He's in Lofa. Today I saw him in Kolahome. I know I've seen a bunch of other pictures flying around, but I will say this. What I'm seeing and the way I'm looking at this election, I've said it before and I will say it again. I think there is going to be a lot of surprises in this election in reference to how the candidates in the different counties and stuff like that Also today, we are going to be discussing, I think we've been talking about polling on this platform for a good bit of time now. We are going to be discussing a poll. I've been able to get my hands on it. I was praying and fighting hard. To get my hand on some of these polls that's been going around, because from what I understand, international partners have commissioned different polls. And because they want to get a feel and they want to get a lay of the land, international partners have commissioned different polls. They want to get a lay of the land. Interestingly, the polls that we have gotten our hands on today has to do with Montserrado County. And I'm telling you, the numbers that we are seeing, what I have seen, and I'm going to share with the guys in the studio. I have my guys trying to take the logo and stuff off of the poll, because the person who actually trusted me with the poll said to me that I should not make anything, I should not call their name yet, because they have not briefed the funders, those who pay for the poll. I think they're going to be briefing them in a couple of days. But listen, when I get a poll like that, when we see numbers coming in, we're going to release it to the public. I'm sorry. So we're going to, what I did, and just to protect that source, was to kind of just take it off of the letterhead. But I can tell you it's very credible. It's a very credible. It's a firm that have done, two or three firms that have done polling in Liberia before. I know that because when I was national chair of Liberty Party, I know of them. They're very reliable. And listen, obviously these are scientific polls. These are polls that give you a feel. There's a sample size. In fact, the sample size that I saw is very, very large. So I'm sure that is where we're going to be looking at. The other thing we're going to be doing, well, let's welcome Keff Hassan. Keff, it's good to see you. Again, like I said, the rest of the guys, I'm sure, will be joining us very soon. Peabody is in Africa, on his way to Liberia. I'm sure he will join very soon. Tomalin George is doing something. He will be joining us very soon also. But the other thing we're going to be doing is, beginning tomorrow, the closing argument will begin to start to commission her own polling. We're going to start to send our folks in the streets, in the different counties, all of our partner stations, all of our partner community radio stations. We have contacted them, and they are going to do random sampling in their respective county capitals. We're only going to focus on the county capitals right now, because the thing is, we don't have a lot of time. And the thing is that it gives you a sense of where the counties are headed. Like I said, the polls that we have in our possession tonight has to do with Montserrado County. We're going to be releasing it. For me, it may be considered a shocker, because a lot of people have said Montserrado may seem to be a battleground, which is where everything is concentrated. But when I'm looking at these polls, it may shock a lot of people, especially those who tend to have different feelings. But with that being said, let's welcome all of our supporters, and then I will go to Keff to do his opening. Let's welcome all of our supporters. Those of you who have taken your time to, to join us, to tune in. We want to say welcome, and we thank you for your loyalty. We thank you for following us. We are on Truth FM, Hot FM, Puma, like I said, a network of community radio stations across the country. I know Smile FM. I mean, there's just different radio stations. I've been getting a lot of messages from journalists across the country that tells me all the time that they relay the show, right? And we want to thank all of you. We want to thank you for you relaying us and giving us an opportunity for our people to hear from us as we give our own analysis. But Keff, it's good to see you, my brother. Welcome. Welcome. It's good to see you. You must be having a great day, because I was just saying before you came on, I was looking at the president's entry into Maryland County. And I would not say I'm shocked, because I know he won Maryland in the last election. But what I am looking at is all of the propaganda that has been going around when it comes to the issue of the road connectivity in the Southeast. Can we say that the people of the Southeast are looking at the president and saying, well, we want to give you another term, but you have to fix our road? Because from what I saw in Maryland today, it doesn't look like a county that is rejecting George Weah. I mean, I was following the program as early as this morning because I think he should have been there since 11 o'clock this morning. And from what I see, the people have, stayed up to wait for his arrival. But what are your thoughts? And welcome to the program.
And let me say hi to our people and out there, listeners, and welcome to the closing argument today. So today makes it 1 week to election day. Am I correct?
Yes, it is 1 week. Next Tuesday, we're going to the polls. Yeah.
By this time next week, results will be coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, but you see, the people of that region, Maryland, Virginia, all the places, and let me just say, people of that region, the entire Liberia, they understand the situation. They understand that the government is working. They understand that not because the president is from that end, so he should just focus on that end. They understand that the president fixed the road, almost finishing the road in Lofa, Nimba, roads in Monserrado, places. They know the president working, and they understand that road is going to be fixed in the second term of the president. They understand that. You remember a famous picture where the president came down in 2017, while walking on the Lofa Road. You remember that picture?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It came down.
I remember that. Yes.
Yes. It's same thing he doing right now, right? What happened with that road? He fixed that road. That road he was walking on, he fixed it. So when I'm saying, Ben, breaking news in America: Kevin McCarthy
has been ousted. I was going to talk about that.
Has been removed as House Speaker.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that.
Kevin McCarthy has been removed as House Speaker in America. Wow. Okay. Let me say this. In that region, they actually understand what's going on. Though the president is bailing the country, but let me say this to you, Ben. I said this since we were on another network. I said this to you. The battleground for the presidency on Tuesday is in Nimba and Lofa. If you look right now on Facebook, what the Unity Party posting, Lofa pictures, right?
Mm-hmm.
The cropping picture, they posting those pictures. Ben Sanvee, you've been in this business for long. If you have to show in your stronghold, if you have to be defending your stronghold and coming out and showing picture, Ben, tell the Liberian people that you are in trouble.
No, listen.
Because look at that. Look at the government stronghold. You're talking about Maryland, right? They went Maryland. You couldn't see anything. If you are not formidable, or you're not strong, or you're not competing in that strong hold of your opponent, you are in trouble. The 11th hour, 1 week to election, the Unity Party is struggling to keep Lofa. They are showing pictures. You look on Wally page, they are showing pictures. They're trying to convince, we got Lofa. Nimba is showing. Benjamin, they are in trouble. And I think you talk about your polling. I don't know what in that polling you
Yeah,
talk
I
about.
haven't shared it. I haven't shared it with you guys yet.
But I hope your polling can come across, because when you say you guys are polling, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I haven't shared it with you guys yet
Mhm.
because I've my IT guys are trying to move the logos from on it because, like I told you earlier, I don't want to expose my sources because they haven't briefed the people who have paid. You know,
Right.
there's some international partners who pay for this polling. It's an extensive poll. I'm telling you, it's a district by district in Montserrado breakdown, a total district by district breakdown in Montserrado County. Some of them you see Unity Party leading, some of them you see CDC, some of them you see neck and neck. And then there's a national average. That's an average of what it's only Montserrado I'm gonna be releasing today. I'm working on getting Bassa. I know they have some polls out of Bassa.
Mhm.
I'm gonna get my Gibi, and then we're gonna release this. We're gonna release this. I've told them confidently that I would not release their name until they come out because I think they will come out. I understand they're gonna be coming out on Friday. They're gonna be coming out on Friday with these polls to release it to the public. But listen, I got my hands on it, so I'm on a
Yeah,
platform. I can't hold it back. So
yeah,
I got my hands on it. Yeah.
because in politics, especially if you listen to how how election go areas. I know we don't have electoral college in Liberia, but sometimes you can kind of predict
Mhm.
where things are going. So
Of
when
course.
I look at the map, I as right now 1 week, the CDC having a field day in the southeast. It's a field day. Nobody there. The president just running the table in the southeast, running the table in the southeast. And when I look at it, the western area, the western coast in Burma, I see snow. For the past 2 days, I see numbers are coming out of that end. Will CDC Barrett? Because sometimes when I watch it, when I see crowd, I look for the Barrett. I look for things. So if you look at what happened in Monserrado,
Hmm.
and you look what happening in the western area, you look what happened in the eastern. You kind of having that feeling where this election heading to. I watched District 9 today. Any you guys see District 9 for Foco? As you kind of see things coming out. And my favorite thing I always say, like when I predicted the election in Lofa, what I know and what I'm saying and what I'm hearing, if this thing hold, I'm telling you guys, it will be a serious blowout.
a
I,
serious, a serious blowout, according to Keff Hassan.
what I know, what I'm saying, because let me tell you, they have that saying that, oh, the numbers in the southeast now more Nimba will swallow the numbers, but they forget to know that the battleground is Nimba and Lofa. Why I say so? The Monaba there, they are pulling people off Lofa. The Tewan Gonglo in Nimba. So when I see my brother Roland today jubilating for Lofa, I know it's a trouble. I
Thank
would
you,
not.
man.
I would. Let me just say this:
Mhm.
if the battleground was in the southeast, Tuesday today, I'll be worried.
Mm.
If the battleground was in the southeast, I'll be worried. But the battleground is in Nimba and Lofa. In your own background, you're posting picture and acting like it's something. You're in trouble, my brother. You're in trouble.
Kev Hassan said it looks like it's gonna be a tsunami. It looks like it's gonna be a blowout. I definitely know my dear big brother and friend Roland Lafayette Giddens is disagreeing with him because he's I mean he's here today. I'm excited that Roland is here today because I want Roland to weigh in on this polling, because this thing that again, like I said, I haven't shared this polling with anybody. I briefed Tomalin briefly on it, because Tomalin is the one who he the poll guy. I got my hands on some polls out of Montserrado County. The challenge I'm having here is I'm making sure I'm trying to scrub it so that I don't give out my sources, because I'm releasing something that is not supposed to be in the public until Friday, right? Some international partners pay for some polling by a reputable Liberian and /Liberian/international firm. They do a lot of work. They did some work with in 2017. Most of their predictions were accurate. I wouldn't say all of it, but most of the predictions that I know from different counties were accurate. And what they do is they do these county by county and then kind of do a national aggregate to do. But today I was praying to God, and I finally was able to get the Montserrado numbers. And I'm telling you, it's interesting. It's very interesting. The numbers are very, very, very interesting. In about 2 or 3 minutes, I will drop it in the chat room so everybody can get a chance to see it. And then I will ask the studio to put it up. And we're going to have a discussion today about this poll. And then let's also announce, and Roland, you guys will come in briefly, just also announce that beginning tomorrow, our guys, we will start to link up with our local community radio stations in these different counties. Different radio stations in different counties. Smart FM in Grand Gita. What's the radio station that carrying us in Basso? I forgot the name. I will get all the listing and we'll read everybody out tomorrow. They will start doing snap polls, not on the radio, because on the radio, Roland, somebody can call 5 different times. Sometimes it's very hard to gauge those things. But I like the one where you just I like the one where you go in the street and you just ask the people, right? Even if you talk to about 50 or 100 persons, it gives you a sample size of where people are leaning in that direction. Doesn't mean that that's what's going to happen on 100% on election day, but it gives you a sense of what is going on. So Roland Lafayette Giddings, welcome. St. Tomalin, Nyenwolo, George, we want to welcome you to the closing argument. Peabody is somewhere in Africa, heading to Liberia. We are on our way to Liberia in the next couple of days. We're excited to form part of history. I'm excited. Somebody's asking for the YouTube link. Please, we got a message because I posted like 500 times. Please, studio, y'all send us the YouTube link so we can send it to Duke fake father, because he done read it at 500 times. But Roland, it's good to see you, my brother. Tomalin, it's good to see you. But just before you come in, Tomalin or Roland, breaking news, like Keff said, in the United States of America, Kevin McCarthy has been ousted as Speaker of the House. Democracy is very messy, right? It's very, very messy. Matt Gaetz joined the Democrats. Matt Gaetz, a radical Republican, joined the Democrats to out Kevin McCarthy. Now, my only thought on that is that the Democrats, I hope they know what they're doing, because Kevin McCarthy may just be somebody who they could work with. You say, be careful what you wish for. You just might get it. But with that being said, let's welcome Tomalin, and then we'll go to Roland. Tomalin, George, go ahead and give us your opening, and then we'll go to Roland, and then we'll go straight into these polls.
Yeah, well, I don't know, but as I was coming to the show, I got this national poll, overall aggregate of the country so far today, and I was like, wow, and this like these are polls that was done for the last, I think, since the entire campaign period. And I see, I don't know, but people, it's not me. I know what they don't put in America. The people on the ground doing it. What did they work? They, according to what I was told, they go to the house and do the household and check by household. And today polls, I'm telling you, the incumbent president, George Manawai, is in a commanding 44.2% lead across the country, followed by JMB 38.4%. Cummings is near him 35.7%. So I don't know, but that's why I was just giving.
Cummings is what?
35.7% across the country.
You said 35?
35.7%.
35?
That's a little off. But to double check with it, because it sounds a little off. Okay, if you add it all together.
No. 33.3%. I'm looking at different stuff here. Yeah, but the president is 44.2% lead, JMB. So I don't know. And somebody told me today, said when you see what on the ground is different than what you see on internet. What you see written on Facebook, the reality on the ground is completely different. So we should not just fall for what on the ground or on the internet. We should go on the ground. I'm happy I'm going on the ground too. I will see the thing for myself. So let's see what happens. But if the election was held, it'll be a different ball game.
Thank you. Roland Giddings, come in, please. Come in. My brother, it's good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to be back. It's good to be back.
Lofa?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not in Lofa. No, I'm not in Lofa. I'm in Monogo.
Okay.
But it's good to be back. Interesting show tonight, I'm sure. The way the discussion have started. I know Kev is dressed up in his blue as usual, and the intent is to try to project the CDC color. So that's okay, Kev. But let me say this. Kev was discussing something initially. I think it's just ironical, and the reason why I'm saying that is he's saying there's a battle in Lofa for the votes in Lofa, but there's no battle in the southeast. Forgetting that Mr. Cummings is from the southeast, Mr. Cummings is from Maryland County, so he can also have some lineage even on River G and some part of Grand Crew. So I don't know why there isn't a battle in the southeast. And don't forget also, Kun is also from the southeast because his father is from the southeast. His mother is from Nima, and the Nimayans know that. So he's from the southeast, a part of Grand Crew, which is between Grand Crew and Maryland County. So to say that there's no battle in the southeast, it's an irony for Kev to say that. But to say that there's battle in Nima, I don't know how there's battle in Nima because nobody on the CDC tickets from Nima. Joy is from Bum. If you say there's a battle in Bum, maybe I will accept that. Of course, she's lose some steam in Bum County, but yeah, she's still relevant. So yeah, I will accept that there's a battle in Bum County.
So asking your question, Roland, you will continue. I don't interview. So okay, so how you say there's battle in Bum and nobody on the national ticket from Bum? So I'm trying to figure out because you're saying there's a battle in Bum. I agree with you on the southeast thing. Kev is Kev is being Kev, right? Kev believes that Joe, we are winning the southeast by 100%.
Yeah, but Ben, let me come in before you ask the question.
No. I was speaking and Ben interrupted.
I understand, my brother.
So Ben interrupted and Kev want to interrupt at the same time.
Let me rudely interrupt you, my brother. Let me rudely interrupt you, please.
No, but Ben was the first interrupter, so let Ben complete his thought.
Yeah,
but Ben is done. Then you can come in.
I'm going to interrupt Ben. Let me say this.
Ben, you accept that?
I'm looking at.
I will interrupt.
I'm looking at numbers here. 1 week to election. We're not talking about who come from this, who come. We're looking at numbers here.
Where you got the numbers from?
Look. Jeremiah Kun was in Maryland. He and John Balu, they were in Maryland.
Okay, but Kev,
were in Maryland.
You see, but this is it.
Yeah, you got to come back, please.
Allow Ben to go ahead. Ben, Ben.
I don't think it's fair to him. I think let him finish his thought. I was only trying to say, Roland said that there's a battle in Bong County. He said he can't believe there's a battle in Nimba because nobody on either of at least the top national tickets are from Nimba. But he said there's a battle in Bong, but there's nobody on none of these top tickets from Bong County. So that's why I was trying to ask you, how is there a battle in Bong and there's not a battle in Nimba? How?
Yeah, the reason why there's a battle in Bong because the reason why there's a battle in Bong because I believe that the vice president has lost the steam that she had in Bong County. Okay. I know that for sure. She's lost the kind of support that she pulled in 2017 in Bong County. It's shown many times. In fact, the president has undermined her authority in Bong County by supporting, people who want to be senators and representatives when she supported somebody else. So it's another debate all by itself. She supports somebody to be represented in a particular district. The president on TK supported somebody else. She supports somebody else to be senator. He's supporting somebody else. That alone is a conflict in Bong. So it leaves some space for us to be able to maneuver. Besides that, the current senator in Bong County, who is our campaign manager, is very popular. And he has some leverage in the country. So this is what I'm saying. There's some kind of battle there. I'm not saying Joy is not going to get some votes. She's definitely going to get votes.
What's your prediction?
We're going to get some votes at the Bong.
Who do you think will win Bong?
Look, let me say this. Bong County, there's a likelihood. There's a likelihood in Bong County. It's very possible in Bong County that we could win Bong County.
CDC,
very slim vote.
UP.
Yeah, the reason why we win Bon County, because it has come to be realized by the Pele people. I'm from Bum. I'm from Sanoye. I was in San. I was
That's the
in
reason
I
I
was
asked
I was.
you. I know you from Bong. Yeah.
The Bum County people have come to realize that the CDC government has given them nothing, absolutely nothing. Over the last 6 years, Bong County has benefited nothing from CDC as a government. The current electricity in Bong County today, we got that there. We're supposed to build a mini hydro on the Patawi Fall on the other side. We did not do that because it was going to destroy the ecotourism. Rock, which provided that funding through USAID, we allocated and reappropriated that money to build the transmission line from Ganta into Bong County. So the currently in Bong County was brought in by the last government, not that CDC. CDC has done nothing there. The road projects in Bong County, the city streets, uncompleted. We left it the way it was. They've never completed that. The market being built by Manaseli, a very large market, never got completed. Okay, the Bum Community Technical College never got completed. There's issue with it. CDC has been there 6 years. The Social Development Fund never came to the county, the old county. So the people in Bum County knows that CDC, they gave CDC the support because of Joy Howard Taylor, and which was okay because she was their daughter, but she brought nothing back to the county. So it's going to change the dynamics in terms of how the people vote. That is why I'm saying the landscape in Bum will change a little bit because she had to show to her people that you gave me the support and this is what I give you. But she can't say that. When they ask her, what have you done for us? She can't say anything. So it's going to change the dynamic a little bit. And that's what I'm saying. The vote, the situation in Bum will be a lot more different as compared to what it was in 2017.
Thank you, Roland.
So,
but you see, Ben,
Well, laying your thoughts, then Kev. Come in, Roland. You are
yeah,
finishing.
and that's what I was talking about the issue of the Southeast, because he was saying that, no competition. Cummings is not a ticket. He's from Maryland County. He cross-cut part of River G and also a part of Grand Crew. Like I always say, Coon is also from the Southeast. His father is from the Southeast. So it's possible that, there will be some strong battle in the Southeast. So you shouldn't think about that the Southeast is a giveaway to George Weah. No, it's not. It's not. There's going to be a battle there. So that number, I don't know where Kev got his numbers from. I see he got one paper, there was some numbers on it. But let's see. As we go into the debates, we see.
How you can see that Kev got numbers with paper? You way on the other side. Are you looking at Kev paper? You way on the other side.
Because I see him flipping through some papers. I don't know where he got the papers from, but that's it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Listen.
Kev, come in, and then we'll welcome Jackie and Sylvester Pewee. Go ahead.
Yeah, listen, Ben. At this moment, 1 week to election, Roland can say all he want to say. He can talk. He can say this. At this moment, let's look at the numbers. I don't know where you got there, Ben, but I think you should start rolling out your numbers and let's have that debate. What you got there?
Yeah,
I might be wrong. I might be wrong. I may be wrong where you got in Bong, but you know what? I don't have Bong yet. I don't think I'm wrong. But let's see. I believe this time we should look at the numbers, not the rhetoric, not everything that Roland saying. 2017, they told us a first round. Matter of fact, they even announced they won the election. So we're not going to that now. You can say all you want to say, Roland, but let's look at the raw numbers that are coming out. 1 week to election, let's look at the raw number. I want us to debate the numbers. So when you get there,
where the numbers coming from?
Let's start rolling out.
Okay, Kev, but let's do it now. Let's do it, Kev. Let's do it. We ain't got time. I got to run out of here at 5:30. Because I will join you again. But I want us to keep the conversation. Tomalin will continue with it. But I just dropped it in the chat room. I've been able to sufficiently protect my soul because I know Jackie. Please take it down here. Take it down, studio. I ask for it. Why y'all so hard for the DA? I know y'all take it easy. I know Jackie has already sent it to the Unity Party war room immediately so they can start to look at it. That's one of the reasons I want to move all the different under before I go expose the people. But full disclosure again, these polls will be released on Friday. The organization will be releasing them to the public and with all the other counties. I have been privy to get my hands on Monserrato. Tomorrow, I'm looking at possibly getting something out of Grand Bassa. And then we will have our internal poll. Our guys with the different radio stations doing snap polls across the major cities. Now we ain't going into the villages because the time is just too short. But in the major cities, we want to see what the people in the cities are thinking. We want to welcome Sylvester Pugh. Sylvester Pugh, in the interest of time, we beg you, let's just get into the discussion. Jackie, please, the same thing. Let's just get into the discussion. I want us to kick this thing off before I can get out of here briefly to come back. But it's good to see all of you. Welcome. But again, like I said, let's look at Montserrado County Studio. Please make it big. I want you to go district by district. Let's start with District 1. Don't bring it up here until you make it big. Don't, I want to see you muted, Jackie. Go ahead.
Were you able to see the source or you're not showing the source?
No, I can't say the source. That's what I just said earlier. I cannot say the source because they are supposed to be presenting it to the people who pay for it.
What about the methodology and margin of error? Did they
everything is there. Don't worry. Everything is there. Everything is there. You will see everything, the sampling size, total respondents. Everything.
But how can we comment on something we know where it's coming from? It could be coming from CDC.
Exactly. Exactly, and that's my concern. That's my concern. So why don't we wait for it to be published?
No. Listen, let me tell you.
But Jackie, Ben just said to you just now, Jackie, Ben.
Go ahead, what you were saying. I didn't want to interrupt you.
Sylvester, go ahead.
Yes, Jackie, what Ben was trying to say to you clearly is that Ben is not the source of this dossier, right? So he wouldn't come and definitive come out and say, yes, right? So we're going to wait. Listen to me. Listen. But the basic thing about this,
there's no margin.
I come in 1 minute, Jackie. Jackie, that's a minute, please. Jackie, that's a minute, please. There's absolutely.
I mean, he can show it.
The methodology used in this. No. Listen, the methodology used in this case is clearly the kind of a standardized and conventional methodology used worldwide. And it's a very comprehensive process, right? That's something that we need to look at. Come again?
So, Sylvester,
come again?
are you aware of the methodology?
And just drop it to everybody, and just get rid of everybody, and you just seeing it too. And what you talking about?
But listen, the current presiding. I think we got some problem here. The teacher in the classroom just drop it in the class.
I gotta run, please. Y'all let go into the discussion. Yeah. Jackie, I understand your concern. The same thing we did the last time. There was another poll that we discussed the last time. Let's just have a general conversation about it. Again, like I said, I can vouch for this. I know these people. I know them very well. I know they did some polling in 2017. I'm telling you, look.
And they are not me wrong.
And I'm telling you, Tomalin, I'm sure I told you earlier. So let's go ahead.
That's the idea that Keff endorses this data worries me.
Why you got Keff endorse what data? Leave me, man. Jackie.
That's the idea, Pee-wee.
When you see Keff here,
data worries me.
Let's go ahead and put it up.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and put it up.
And Keff decided to wear his blue today.
So you worry because Keff endorse it?
Go ahead, put it up. We're looking. Okay, so let's go. Make it big. Can we zoom in a little bit? Let's start with District 1. Let's start with District 1 first. District 1.
Which area covers District 1?
Very good. Go again. Go up. Press it one more time. The plus button. Yes. Press it. Exactly. Go. Very good. Right there. Let's start right there. Like how we're going to do it. One by one. This is District 1. District 1. Where is District 1? What does District 1 covers? I believe it's the Carisburg. What's the place name? Bentall. All those places. Really, am I correct? Right? That's District 1. Going up towards.
Yeah, I'm Barclay. All that. I'm Barclay. All that. So part of.
Yes, Carisburg, Todi, Bentall.
Exactly. This is what we're seeing here. Virtually neck and neck. 40% for the CDC. In this case, they have the ANC, but we will say the CPP because I think they only did it with the when they were doing it, they just said ANC, right? Unity Party 33%. 33.5%.
Because they know that on the CDC there.
Okay. Traditionally, I believe the CDC, if you look at, because one of the things that I was doing earlier was to go back to 2017 to look at the trends, whether these have changed. I believe in 2017, CDC won district number 1. Am I right or am I wrong? From all of the indications, but what are your thoughts on district number 1 first, and then we'll go to the next, we'll go to the next district. We'll start with Tomalin George, and then we'll go to Roland, and then we'll go to no. Jackie hasn't spoken, so let's start with Jackie. Then we go to people who have talked already.
Start with me?
Yeah, go ahead, Jackie. Oh,
okay. So,
what are your thoughts? This is district number 1.
So here's the thing right here, right? We too I have seen other polls out there that I know are organic, and because I do not know the source methodology of this graph or these different graphs or charts that we are looking at, it's going to be difficult for me to objectively give my opinion. So all I can say is that the polls that I know I have seen, it shows that the overall picture is in Unity Party favor. Now, there may be some districts that CDC may have a slight lead or what have you, but overall. So I did see the overall number of these different graphs for the different districts. I cannot comment because there is no source, there is no methodology, there is no margin of error. For all I know, the margin of error could be plus or minus 10%. So it's difficult, but I do see where it says CDC 40%, UP 33%. But like I said, the polls I've been seeing, it shows otherwise. So
okay.
That's my
comment. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you. And again, this is what we do here. Let's go to Tomalin George, and then we'll go to Peewee, then we'll go to Roland. Tomalin George, what are your thoughts on District 1? Looking at the numbers, 40% for the CDC, 33% for the 33.5% for the Unity Party, 9.2% for the CPP, LPP, which is Tewongonglo, and then you have others. Others, in my estimation, mean they haven't, they maybe haven't made up their mind, or they're fluctuating between the other candidates, the other 19, the other probably 15 candidates. What are your thoughts, Dominic?
This poll is
consistent.
Roland, we can hear you guys about us.
People took the time. People took the time. These people do this for a living, and people, as those who, the statisticians who do these things, the guy who do economics and everything and math, took the time and went to these communities to do these polls. And from what I've seen, information I got here, what they did it by household. They didn't just go and start talking to people. No. They go to a house and they ask the head of the household, and then all the ask first, everybody have a voter registration card? Yes. Then they ask them, and they start asking them their preference for the district. And that's how they came up with these polls on the aggregate. And this is consistent with the polls we've been seeing all in recent times. And so this era is an era that is fierce. You see the difference between the CDC and the UP. Yeah, the two of them competing in our areas. And
let's also stress that the Unity Party at one point in time had a representative from this district.
From District 1. Yeah,
from District 1. So I'm not overly surprised with
it's all about the ground game and what people are doing in the district, because people are using every available means to their advantage to ensure that they get a message out and to make the case to the voters, to the constituents, and that's what's happening. Mm-hmm. And so this poll is indicative of what we've been seeing in recent times. So the CDC has an edge in this poll, and followed by the UP and the CPP from a distant third, and that's a trend I've been seeing the last couple of weeks. We in America, we didn't do these polls. Now us come and figure to come and so we're doing it. No, we didn't make it up. People took the time to do it. So, we'll see what happens on election night. We'll be in Liberia, and when the results start coming up from NEC, before from the various polling stations, we'll see whether it will be in line with what we're seeing in these polls.
Thank you, Tomalin George. Let's go to Sylvester. That's Sylvester, right? Sylvester Peewee, and then we'll go to Roland, and then Keff can be the last. Sylvester Peewee, what are your thoughts?
Yes, thank you, Ben. I think the first and foremost process here is that looking at the structural methodology of this. I wouldn't know the particular group of individual beyond this job, but I think they got serious credibility, and I respect the thought process of it. Now, if you were to look at the methodology used in this process, you will see the way to structure the greater Monrovia side and that of the rural Moserado. So if you were to go through the pool system, is that even those the enumerators that were deployed were basically trained in the process. And beyond the enumerator collecting those data in a more accurate way, what the poll try to exhibit to us, in most of the exhibit, if you were to go through it systematically, you will find out that the data analysis process is very much structural. That's it. So we probably have been into research methodology, doing research. You will sense that the data analysis process is very consistent in terms of the methodology deployed. Right. So if you have to look at how they construct the rural side, which is suburban Moserado, in terms of how they analyze the data. So yeah, the pool is very accurate in my thought process, and I think it's something that it almost sinking in the way that some of us been looking at the numbers across the country. So yeah, the pool is very credible, and because you said time will take some time to go into it. But again, I don't want to believe that this process is going to go contrary to what we all are currently looking at from the structure of the country. Now, if you have to do a quick analysis of Moserado, the very area you spoke of just before, we also have the current representative in District 1 now is one Representative Morris. There are things moving on, but there's a lot of inroads the ruling establishment carry on in the district in terms of the intervention. If you remember, there was this situation about when Madame Solis and the University of Liberia then pulled people out from the Fendel area. It was this President George Weah that came to start a mitigation process. So yeah, we have thousands at the Crusoe area, the Fendel area, the Carrisburg area, moving more deeper again from the rest of the end there. So folks took very serious attention to that process, believing that the president came again for their land issue and the rest of that. So yeah, it's not no mistake, the poll is saying. And I think the CDC is performing well there because of some of the things that the government went through. But yeah, the methodology is okay and the process is good. And that of the data analysis, interpretation of it, and everything put into place is that if you were to just post that with the last thing they did, you understand that these are serious minded researchers and bent on doing a very wonderful job. Yeah, we need to start recognizing our own librarians for doing this kind of a great job or whatsoever. But I think, yes, the credibility is on course, and I respect the decision, and it's good. It's good.
Ben, can I quickly give a suggestion? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people on the show right now. If we take one district to look at after the other, we're not leave from here. Is it possible for you to summarize all?
Let's go one by one, and then we just
and just summarize.
Have a general discussion. That's your point.
And then we have
I think that's a great suggestion. Thank you for that, because we have a lot of people on the show, and like I said, I will take a small break. Tomalin will take the wheels. I will be right back in about 15 minutes or so. But I agree with you, Jackie. I think because if we go one by one, then I mean we're gonna be doing this thing that 17 districts. But so let's welcome Duke. I see Duke is already in Monrovia, and Lamin Pabo has joined us. So and Roland and then Tomalin. So what we will do is based on what we have here, studio. Let's go ahead and just slide it to the right. Then we'll go one by one, and then go over. So this is District 2. District 2, the numbers also doesn't look too far apart between the CDC and the UP. CDC is 41.26, 30 per 6.5 for a Unity Party. And like I said, the CPP, which in this case, they just named ANC, but the CPP is at 9.45. And listen, our cup, District 2 is where that is the where is District 2? That's the y'all help me with these locations in Montserrat, because sometimes I know with the change of the demarcation, we'll talk about them.
District 2 is part of Jacob Town
and stuff like that.
District 2.
You can obviously see why.
So District 2 is part of the entire Jacob Town.
Yeah.
Running. Yes.
Okay. So you can see, so that kind of explains why ALCOP may be ahead of the CPP a little bit in District 2. Let's scroll up to District 4.
Yeah.
Go no, District 3. Slide on the right to District 3. District 3, Unity Party at 33%, 33.1. You have CDC at 27, the CPP at 10.2, ALCOP at 20.24. Again, District 3, same area, heavily concentrated in that area. You can see the numbers there. Unity Party at 33.1%, CDC at 26, CPP at 10.2, ALCOP is at 20.9, 20.4, and LPP is at 5.8, and then others at 3.3%. Let's slide to District 4. District 4, go up a little bit. District 4, respondent, I will also call the respondent. The respondent, total respondents were 486, meaning they spoke with 486 potential voters in District 4. The CDC is at 48.14%. The Unity Party is at 30.65. Chicken Soup Factory, thank you, DD, in District 4. CPP is at 14.81. All right. And then we go up, go up to District 5, slide to the right and go to District 5, studio, please. District 5, go up. District 5, neck and neck. District 5, total respondents, 300. Unity Party, 39.66. CDC is at 38%. The CPP is at 11.6. ALCOP is at 3.6. LPP is at 4. Others, 3%. Slide to the left, to the right, depending on how you're looking at the screen. District 6, also not too far apart. Not too far apart. Please mute yourself. We're hearing phone ringing. Can everybody just mute themselves? We're hearing phone ringing. We want to hear your conversation. 400 respondents. 400 respondents. Studio, please come down. Let's see the name of the district, please. District, this is District 6. Very good. Thank you. 400 respondents. 37.25 for the CDC, 31.75 for the Unity Party, 18.75 for the CPP, 8% for the Liberia People's Party. Okay.
Okay. Well, Ben, in this district, I want to give information that we have Kenneja School Rehab Community.
So this is
Kenneja, the Baptist Seminary.
That is District 6. Yes.
District 6, yeah.
That's where both Vice President Borka and President
Calvary Mission School,
right there. Right there. So it's pretty neck and neck over there between CDC and Unity Party.
We have all these places in King Gray 2 era, the same era there. Yeah, all in that era in District 6. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So let's slide to the left and go up to District 7. District 7. This is this is what you may want to call a blowout.
Yeah, that's
4%.
Yeah, because that's West Point era.
This is West Point.
Yeah,
this is
West Central Point, Fishtown, West Point,
Ghana Street, all these areas. 64% for the CDC.
Immigration era, the California.
17% for this is Central Monrovia.
Yeah, Newport High, LEC. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cathedral College School.
Yeah.
Good Samaritan.
Okay, let's slide to the left. Or slide to the right. District 8, Akaras Gray. UP, 30%. CDC, 52.5. CPP, 12%. ALCOP is at 10.6, 10.16. LPP at 2%. Okay, let's go up. That's District 8. That's Representative Akaras Gray's district. Slide. Let's go to district number 9. District number 9, same trend we see here. CDC is at 41%, 29% for the Unity Party, 15% for the CPP. Others is at 7%, which is very high. Okay, so let's go to district number 10, which is very interesting. This for me was a shock. Total respondent at 405. Taking into consideration that Yeke is in this district, this for me was a shock. But you never know because these are presidential numbers, I'm assuming. So people who may be supporting representative candidates may be supporting, because the other day I saw Yeke was on Sedition sitting down next to him saying they were supporting him. So Unity Party is at 25.69, CDC is at 56.05, and ANC CPP is at 11%.
And that way you have the Faith Foundation, the Cali Hospital.
Yeah, this is Yeke's district.
Chuba.
Yeah,
RSC Lawson. Yeah, and
Yeke and Josephine Davis district.
Susan Berry in Congotown, Warehurst School, VP Road, Open Bauer School, Congotown. Yeah, AGM and Gaytown Public School. Yeah, that's what you have.
Slide to the left. Let's go up. District number 11. CDC is at 42% even. Unity Party is at 23%. CPP is at 14%. 14%. LPP, 11.5%. We're going to talk about the role of Tewon Gonglo in this election at some point. Because we're seeing him, and this is Monserrato, this is not Nimba.
District 11, Ben is Jonathan Goodrich.
Jonathan Goodrich.
In Barnersville.
Barnersville
Town Hall. Yes.
Yeah.
The way yes.
Let's go to the Prince Tapperman. He has a slide to the left. All right, move to the right. Yeah, man. District number, let's go up. District number 12. Unity Party, 38%. 38% leading.
Stephen Toba Estate.
This is traditionally Unity Party.
Yeah, Chicken Soup Factory.
Yep. 30.45. Yep. Yeah, Clarence Pearson, I will soon be leaving. I got to run to go pick up my daughters, and I will join back. And then CDC is at 30.45, and CPP is at 10. Again, Alcorp, Chicken Soup Factory, you see the trend. They are 8%. And then LPP at 6%. Okay? Let's move to the, I want to say my slide. They may not can be, I won't say slide anymore. Go up. Let's go up. 13, District 13, 48%, 26%.
The Battery Factory. Yeah,
okay.
Chocolate City. Yeah.
Okay, good. Let's move to the right. Move to the next. District 14. Total respondents, 294. CDC is at an even 50%. Unity Party is at 30. CPP is at 6.8%. Let's go up. Slide to the
This Claratown.
Claratown. That's the Claratown. So there's no surprise there. District 15. 499 respondents. 499 respondents. Well, where is the percentage? I don't see your percentage here. I think they just did the numbers here. Okay, so it's still at 50-something percent. Yeah, that's the thing right there. Good.
It's 15.
It's about 50.
Looking Town.
And it's like 30%. Yeah, this is Looking Town.
One Man Bridge.
So the total respondents were 263 for CDC, 152 for Unity Party. Yes. So let's go to the other one, District 16. District 16, we have 60. Oh, wow. District 16 is what? Nukutown?
It's Skywell Community.
Yeah,
Nukutown. Yeah.
Yeah, CDC is at 63.18%, 20.9 for Unity Party, 6.4 for
Douala era.
And again, LPP at 7.7%.
Inseminator to era.
LPP. It looks like LPP is hurting the CPP in these polls. So let's go slide to District 17. Just slide, go up, and then slide to 17. Right there.
Yeah,
17.
That Royceville.
Royceville. You can understand. I can see this.
That Clay Ashland.
52, 42%, 488, but 42% for CDC, 33% for Unity Party, 5 for LPP, 8 for CPP, and high others, 9%. 9%
era, Virginia era there.
And so let's look at the overall aggregate from all of what they're saying here. Go down. Let's go to the slide. Come up and then slide to the right. You'll see the overall right there. Slide to the right or to the left or whatever. Yes, right there. This is what they're saying from an overall perspective. Zoom it out so that people can see. CDC, according to this poll, CDC is winning Monserrato by 45%. Unity Party is at 30%. CPP is at 11%. LPP is at 5.3%. ALCOP is at 4.5%. Others is at 3.74%. Tomalin, take it over from here. I'll be right back. Like I said, I have to jump quickly, and then we can just go into the whole discussion. You can bring everybody back studio, but that's the overall for the polls that we can hold the discussion moving forward. Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, like we said earlier, these polls were done by people who credible people, and they are not released to the public. We wanted to get a snapshot of it, and we discussing it. But poll doesn't mean that what happened, but it's a reflection of maybe aggregate reflection about what the voters are thinking, where they are heading, they're leaning. But open it up. So, Roland, in 2 minutes, can you just give your own perspective about this poll? What we just read? Roland frozen. Jackie, pick it up. Roland frozen, you pick it up.
Okay, let me.
All right. No, I'm not. I'm here. No, I'm here. I'm here.
Where, Roland?
I'm here. Look, let me. Okay, so let me say this. Professionally, I think it makes sense for us to just make this point clear. This is a professional platform. I know we are discussing politics, yes, but we have to be professional as we proceed with these discussions. For us to be discussing a pool that we do not know the source of where the data come from and who conducted the pool on this platform, I think is a disservice to professionalism. So I will refrain from discussing this pool until it is published by whoever the firm is that did the survey, so that we also scrutinize, where the data was collected from, look at the methodology. I haven't seen it, and look at how, they went through with all of the calculations to get to where we are. So I think it makes sense. We shouldn't rush into this because we think it looks favorable for a particular party. It could be favorable for anybody, but I think it makes sense for us to be professional. I think we're going in the wrong direction. Let's allow the pools to be published officially. Then we can open up for discussion and look at the methodology and look at, the source of who gathered the data and the credibility of the institution that conducted the polls. No disrespect to them. I don't know them. I mean, I even heard Peabody say, though I don't know the organization that did it, but I think they're very credible. How can you say someone is credible? You don't even know who conducted the polls. So I will refrain from discussing it.
No. I didn't say that. I didn't say that, Guinness. I didn't say that, Guinness.
You said that.
Guinness.
Okay.
I didn't say that, please.
No,
I didn't. This is what I said. This is what I said. I can't remember, please. This is what I said.
It's a credible group.
This organization, they have credible report before. I didn't say that.
Okay,
yeah,
but
ahead,
so you know the organization. So you see, so what we're doing here, we are withholding the information from some of the panelists on the platform and allowing some people to have the information. Now, what he was saying, they conducted a pool before. It's a credible organization.
Ben just dropped the report.
No, 1 minute. 1 minute, Chief.
No. After I saw the report, I just saw the report.
Chief, the point is you are aware. You know the organization. My point is there should be full disclosure. So even our audience that are listening now should know where, the source of the pool comes from. Who conducted it, what kind of institution that conducted the pool. To know whether they have the kind of
You cannot
expertise
preempt. You
required to
cannot
conduct
preempt
such
the
pool.
organization. The organization has to
So,
come up with
so
the
no,
official
no,
report.
no. So listen to me. So my point is, let's. Ben has said that it will be published. So if it will be published Friday,
Yes.
let's allow it to be published. Then everybody can have the time to look at the poll, and then we can begin to go into that, because at least we'll know who the institutions. The institution is, for example, that conducted the pool, their credibility and all of that. Whether they always conduct pool or have the record of conducting such pool, but not to know that, but also sit on the platform and begin to discuss gossip. I'm not going to be involved. I think it is gossip. Sorry, I'm not going to take part in this discussion. But there's no full
Listen,
disclosure.
Roland Yeri said
well,
sometimes big
No,
media.
Peewee, wait. Listen to Tomalin. Tomalin is leading the platform.
well,
I'm not
Can I
addressing
come
you
in 1 minute,
directly.
please?
I come in a few. Well, Roland is your right to if you decide not to discuss
Sure.
the pool. But again, I think in politics, every political party, I'm sure what they do, they have internal polling, do their own internal polling, and if you have done your internal polling, you will know where you stand and so forth. But from where we gather, from information we gather, and people do these things, and the same thing try to avoid, but they try their best to make sure that they publish at the appropriate time. I was told that we will see these coming up in the public, hopefully on the last day of election, of campaigning, the 8th or the 9th. We'll see these things. We'll know. So let's see what happens. But again, let everybody weigh in.
Yeah, that we discuss it in my mind, but then we discuss it. So let's add some professionalism to the platform. That's the point I'm making. Then we discuss it at that time. Why should we rush to discuss something that we don't have all the details about?
People that did this thing, they are professional people. But again, we still.
How do you know that? How do you know that? We don't know that. You know that, Timothy. But we don't know that. That's the point I'm making. So there's no full disclosure. You're withholding some information from us on the platform. You know who did it. You know the information. We do not have that information, and you want us to go ahead and fairly discuss this pool. How should we do that? So share the information with us. If you tell us, look, because of what it is, we cannot do full disclosure now publicly. But those of us who are panelists on the platform, let us have that information. You can have the information, and you want us to go into discussing something that you have the information, we don't have it. It's unfair. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So fair.
Jackie, go ahead.
So I'm not going to get involved in the discussion.
So let me say this, and I'm a member of this closing argument, and I hope that the audience listening understand that this poll that we just showed has not been validated. It has not been approved by whosoever company. We don't know the company. Is shown here, but it has not been validated. It has not been signed off on. It has not been approved by the company type management yet. The methodology, meaning how did they carry out their polls, it has not been disclosed. The margin of error, because when statisticians do surveys, polls, political surveys, they always show they always disclose who are these people, how did they carry out their methodology, the age range, the demographics. They always describe these things in details of the report. Number two, the margin of error. For all we know, the margin of error of these graphs that we saw that have not been approved yet by the company, it could be 40% plus or minus, or 30% plus or minus, or 10% plus or minus. Nobody knows. Normally, Gallup poll in the United States, when they are across wherever their clients are across the world, when they conduct a survey, they normally have the margin of error within plus or minus 5 to 6%. It doesn't go below that. It doesn't go above that. So I have read and I have been part of projects where we look at statistics, where these things are explained, where the details of this stuff is explained. This information is not provided on this platform. The people or the members who even conducted this survey, not one of them here sitting on this platform. And because we cannot disclose these people, who they are, we don't even know their reputation, we don't even know their background, we don't even know what they've done before. It is not good for us, in my opinion, to show this survey today when all the key components to this data, I don't even want to call it survey, it's a graph with numbers. That
Exactly.
because we don't know the details behind this stuff, these numbers that we just show, there is no way even the closing argument should even stamp the approval on it, or anybody, because the top management, the owners of this so-called company that is invisible right now, that seems to be a ghost, cannot come forward and say, this, we own it. Our leadership
Is
has
Jackie
signed
there?
off on it, because there should be a series of workshops that even the top management of this company should sit down with the analysts to figure out how this stuff was done and whether it was even done fairly according to the statistical guidelines of how to conduct a poll survey for political reasons. There are different types of surveys that are done out there in the world, and different types of methodology are done to conduct depending on what type of survey you are conducting.
Okay, so they get from Lamy.
Bottom line is, conclude. Bottom line is, we on this platform cannot validate this, and it must be clear to the audience that this data has not been approved by the so-called company that own it, because we don't even know the company or the methodology conducted the survey. Go ahead, Lami. Lami, can you hear?
So let me tell you, thank you for having me on again. I'm hearing. Are you people hearing me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
So I will assume I'm being heard. I hope tomorrow I send my own data in my own pooling. I hope you guys will have it. I hope you guys will have it run through like the same way, so we can talk about it. And like Roland said, I don't think it's worth commenting now until we know more details. I don't think it's worth commenting. It seems more like a hashed job, but that's besides the point. It's better not to condemn something until you know more about it. So we'll leave it at that. I think the more important thing is that we have a few more days to go. Our country is at a crossroads. We've been hearing issues of violence in Lofa. We've been seeing saber rattling from the supporters of the CDC. We've been seeing equal saber rattling from some people from the UP also. We have to call on all parties to tamp down the temperature, to tamp down the rhetorics, to make sure that the elections are not continuously considered as a zero-sum thing. The people in power right now, most of them are concerned that they are going to be losing their influence. They are concerned that they're not going to be able to fly private jets in a very short few months, not even short few months, probably just a few weeks. They won't be able to do that. They won't be having access to resources where they can spend as they please. So they are up in arms. The people who are hoping are calculating how much money they're going to be earning. So they're more concerned about making sure that these guys leave power. So it becomes an issue. It's a zero-sum for a lot of people. So we have to tamp down the temperature. We have to make sure that this process comes out fairly, it comes out freely, and it comes out credibly. We have to make sure that that's the end result. Nobody should dare say that we've been seeing some videos around. The other day I was at the Supreme Court, when we filed this Madamos, the Unity Party lawyers and us were there. And one of the Unity Party lawyers showed me a video of one CDC official talking about how they control the armed forces and the police force, and that whatever they do, nobody can undo. That's nonsense. Why would anybody even think like that?
Video, yeah.
Why would anybody think that way? That's absolute nonsense. And if somebody thinks that they can tamper with elections results and then just go their way and people will just sit back like in 1985 and allow you to play, that's not going to work. It's absolutely not going to work. So we have to be focused more on the key things. We have to tell our people out there. There are hundreds of thousands of people out there, I'm very sure, who do not want violence at the end of the day. And for the people who do not want violence at the end of the day, they have to reject the people who preaching violence. You have to vote for someone like Councillor Gonglo, who's been going around the country preaching basically peace and accountability. You know, like the councillor was in a remote part of Nima yesterday. He's going around the country. He's been campaigning, hard, left, right, and center, all over the place. Both him and the vice senator bearer. Those are the things that we have to be concerned about. We have to be concerned about making sure that we don't only preserve the peace in this country, but we also hold people accountable who threaten the peace, because they think that elections are the only way that they can maintain their relevance in the society and make sure that they maintain their access to ill-gotten wealth. We have to take that out of our politics. We have to take out greed from our politics. It should not be about what you will get. It should be about what you intend to do, how you intend to transform the lives of these hordes of poor people. Every single place you go into this country, there are people who have nothing to do.
From today, we're talking about the poll. You're in the polling. Can we just talk about the polling?
Kev, you can talk about the poll. We can talk about the poll, but I've elected to already say what I have to say about the poll. I'm going to be presenting my own poll tomorrow. I hope you guys will put it on also, and we can talk about how maybe who's leading. I hope we can be able to do that. But what should be our focus in this country is how we can solve the problems of poverty, the problem of disease, the problem of, look around you. I mean, rolling you in Liberia, I will assume you hear. So I mean, let's focus on that. Let's focus on how we're going to move this country forward, how we're going to lift our people out of this state of wretchedness that they are in. Thank you very much.
Peabody, hear from you.
Tomalin, let me say this. Good to see everybody again. Just talk about how they can solve the poverty and the country suffering. I'm in Ghana, and just today I witnessed one of the largest protests in this country about the economy. The economy is a mess in this country, and civil servants were all on the street today complaining. So let's give it some credit. Our country don't have an economy like Ghana, but we have civil servants that are not out there, are not on the street, are not, for some level our people stability and civil servants have been able to get the pay. But everywhere you go in Accra here now, driving the car, go places, the banks, it's a problem. But let me say this, sometimes we tend to complain when it's not in their favor. Nobody said that a poll conducted is 100% of somebody going to win the election and all of that. On the talk in the Great America, polls are conducted all the time. So what we're seeing here tonight is Jackie condemning, complaining about the poll. The fact that these were independent people that did the poll, and if they conducted the poll, we're not claiming that somebody have already won, but the comment, we should encourage the comment that who's leading, and it helps other political party too, because you can find out who's leading where, and you can also try to redouble your effort or try to campaign or do more in areas that you are not doing, but we shouldn't just condemn polls conducted because it's not in our favor. If this was a poll now, we have talked about CDC leading in this poll, Jackie wouldn't have said anything. She wouldn't even call for who did it or what was conducted. Lamy wouldn't have said that. If Councillor Gonglo we said he was leading in this area, we wouldn't have said that. So poll is not 100% correct all the time. Hillary Clinton was leading in an era and Donald Trump all through the last election, and Donald King won the election. But the fact is, if we have an independent poll that was conducted, our job is to report what they said, and this is what the people conducted, but not to come up really condemning it because it's not in our favor. I don't think this is a fair thing. The poll conducted with her, Ben Tomalin reading that poll, I think we should just go by it. Nobody's saying accept it. You can agree, disagree, but you can't just condemn it.
The good thing is that this election today is Tuesday, and by next week, by this time in Liberia, it will be almost 10 o'clock. Polls will have closed, and everybody will be reporting on what happened on election day, and we will be on the ground. We'll be reporting too. So all these things will come to an end. That's why politics, when you involve in politics, you have your own internal polling. You know where you stand and so forth. Like you said, Peabody, if a poll comes up and I know they are questioning who did it, and I'm not somebody you get a sneak from somebody the person didn't want you to come and they want to take their own time to put it on the public. I'm not going to come and do it. I just trying to be a little bit liberal to come and say, well, let me just put it up there. When they come up, you say, well, they think the guy was talking about. But it's up to anyone. I mean, like I said, we in America, we didn't do this poll. People did it. People took their time to go and do it. So people can take their time and do it. Remember when few weeks ago, when there was the other network were reporting that money was given or taken. Everybody, the same people who talking today again were the ones who were saying, oh yeah, they were believing it. They had all this stuff going around. So look, poll is poll. You come up with your poll, and find time to do your poll and come up with it. And it's up to you to defend it, to believe it or not. How many voters will not go in the poll to vote on Tuesday? I know on Tuesday morning I'll be in Habel voting. Girls will not be in Habel voting and so forth. But again, let's hear from you, Keff, weighing on this poll issue.
Well, I understand the anxiety coming from Jackie and Roland. I understand that. To try to put a hole into this polling, but exactly that's what Unity Party always. They do that all the time. They actually will see situation that happen, and they will come and have a press conference saying the other things. So they always do that. So because they don't want this polling to be out there, so I see my brother Roland, in the back. Somebody call him, you're condemning because this is too bad for us. And Jackie too on the other side, you're condemning. This is too bad.
Okay,
this is too bad.
Jeff,
But
can you at least disclose the name of the company?
Jackie, you don't think it's okay to allow people to talk to? I think it should be okay.
All right, go ahead.
But let me say this. When you watch the polling, it's consistent to what we've been saying about Monserrato. If you watch what happened in Monserrato, the reason that Roland or Jackie don't want to debate this polling because they cannot tell you what in Monserrato will make them win Monserrato. You remember, I said this on the show. The only reason they will tell you we agree is because they don't have anything to say. So I would challenge Roland right now and Jackie to look at this polling again and tell me where this polling is wrong and why they can win that district. The reason they cannot explain that, Tomalin and Dr. Peabody, because they cannot explain to the people why they can win District 9, why they can win District this, why they can win this district. They cannot explain that. So if you watch their whole campaign, they don't explain nothing. Let's take for example right now. The president is in Maryland. GMB is in Lofa. My people, you're listening now. in Monserrato right now, you ain't see CDC state dominating. You saw Foucault today. But with JMB, wherever place JMB go, he go with a cry, the whole team. Nothing there. So you can't see them leaving from one area and still leave some other area, and you get the balls stay going on. I hope you understand what I mean. Now Monserrato is quiet, no UP, because JMB is in Lofa. How can you win election? How can you win election with you're only will go in a place, you have a boss, when you leave from there, nothing. They rally Monserrato. After the rally, that's it. Everybody gone. Because they and I agree with them, they do have that train. The train they're talking about, the train they're moving from one end to different counties, they're there. So you cannot see the spreading all around. So that's the reason Jackie and Roland cannot discuss this polling. You can't Friday and give the source. They will still not discuss the polling. So I challenge them right now to take one of the districts that they think they're losing that district and challenge that district and tell us why they are not losing that district. Then you can condemn the polling. To say, I know the source, I can't discuss it, that's not true. It's because they cannot tell you a district that they can win. That's why they're not discussing it. And I dare them, both of them, I dare them, they will not discuss it because they cannot tell you on the show. They will never say it. So let me it's out there to them. They will tell you, we're not discussing it because we won't see the name. We're not discussing it because we won't see this. That's not true. It's because they cannot explain why they can win. Because what we want to, we here, Sylvester is here. We can explain our districts. We can explain if you show the polling, we can explain why we're leading. We can explain it, and we can go and bring footage why we're leading. For example, if Bon County, you guys see any footage in Bon County of JMB racking Bon County? But you can see us racking Bon County. How can you win Bon County? You wear Bon County and pass for Bon County and go to Lofa, you see nothing. No balls, nothing. So they cannot discuss it. So Jackie and Roland playing smart here. I will give it to them. They're playing smart. They're saying, we cannot explain to the people why we're losing. So all we want to do is to not talk about it and run away.
I think Kev is being repetitive now. So you're saying one thing over and over. So,
of course, I wanted to sink. So the reason.
So give us a chance to talk now.
The reason you're using the word we agree. I'm surprised when you use the word we agree tonight. The reason you're using the word we agree because you cannot discuss it, the issues. So let's go to the polling. Let's go. Why you think this polling is wrong? Let's talk about it.
Okay, so let's do this, Kev. You're not going to drag us into holding a discussion of something that we got no information on further. Let me provide the first clarity. Timothy, can I be protected now? Kev has spoken for almost 10 minutes. 10 minutes he has spoken. 10 minutes you spoke. So let me say this. First, I want to address what Dr. Peabody said. If you listen to Jackie and I, we never criticize the pool. We never criticize the pool. We only say because we have not gotten sufficient information about what the pool is, who conducted the pool, the methodology used, for example, to agree, even just to know what the sample size. Look at the different districts, just look at the different population. What would be a reasonable sample size of a population of a district, for example, of 25,000 persons, to know all of that, because these are all the details you gather to know whether the pool is substantial in terms of the data, collected, used for the survey or the outcome of the pool. Dr. Peabody, we did not criticize the pool. We said we have not seen details, we have not seen the source, and because of that, we'll not discuss it. So I think you're misrepresenting what Jackie and I say on this show. We are not coming. I'm coming. We are not criticizing. We are not criticizing the pool. You said it. You said we are criticizing the pool. We are talking about it in a disparaging way. No, we are not. We're only saying we have not gotten sufficient information about who conducted the pool, the source, the credibility of the pool. So because of that, we don't want to go into the discussion of the pool. Now, for Kev to say the Unity Party is unable to discuss issue, you serious? You serious about Unity Party not able to discuss issues? You're not going to drive us into discussing a pool of such until the pool is published, like we said, and we know exactly the source and who did it, and look at all the methodology. Then we are ready to discuss the pool.
Let me ask
until
you
then, Kev, we are not going into discussing this pool. This pool will not be discussed by us. We are not going to do it. So if you guys want to go ahead and discuss the pool, like we said, go ahead. But there are a lot of things to talk about besides the pool. And look, for example, the National Election Commission is now saying that they're not going to perforate voter cards anymore. For what reason? We don't know. It is a part of it's a part of the manual for voting on voting day. They have said they're not going to perforate the cards anymore. Now, for what reason they're not doing that, I don't know. That is why we've written the National Election Commission to provide reason for why they are not perforating the cards. And if they don't do that, we'll have to go back to the Supreme Court to force them to do what is right. So the other issue we're talking about here, but I can say we're not going to spend our time discussing. Kev, you gotta give me a chance. I'm saying to you, we will discuss a pool, whatever pool that will come out, if it is properly done. Secondly, we do not know the source of the pool that was conducted. That's the point we're making. So we cannot begin to discuss something. Look, somebody just do a graph. You go into Excel or you go into a program and design a graph and put it up here. And we're supposed to professional people with education come sit on the platform and discuss a graph. What's the source of that? What are the source documents? What are the documents collected? What are the data collected? The primary data, where is it? What's the sample size? Look at the different districts. We can just discuss something on such. So you just say we take 350 person. Take 350 person of what population? What is the population size of the district you're talking about? So we're not going to discuss something on such. We got to know the credibility of it. So Kev, don't waste our time. Jackie and I will not discuss that pool tonight. We can discuss something else. If you guys want to go ahead and discuss it with me and listen to you and discuss your pool when you're done, then we'll move on to something else. But we can discuss it.
If I was moderating it, then I would say you guys just sit and listen. If I was doing that,
yes. We prepare for that. We can sit and listen. When you're done with that, when you're done discussing your pool that you conducted, okay, then we can proceed to something else. So discuss your pool.
But listen, brother, if I was moderating, you cannot tell me what to discuss on the show. I will discuss it, Paul. If you
we say we don't want to participate.
It's your right.
We're not saying we're not saying you shouldn't discuss it.
That is your
so
right.
Those who want to discuss the pool can discuss the pool, but we are not prepared because we have not gathered sufficient information about what the pool is. And I think it makes sense. We've been reasonable here.
We've been reasonable here. Something. Let me just suggest something.
So let's move on, man. We are not discussing that bogus pool. That's a bogus pool. We're not discussing
it. Then we can talk about something else. Can we do it that way?
We are not discussing something else. We are not discussing that pool.
Can I ask a quick question?
If I'm moderating, that would not happen.
We are not discussing that pool.
Let me say this. I come back, Jackie. It's up to everybody. When your time comes to talk, you talk what you want. But the idea for me today, I brought about this poll. If you want to talk about it,
those who want to talk about the pool, go ahead.
I'm not going to force somebody to discuss what they would want to. I mean, I want to
exactly, Tomalin, and I respect that. We respect that.
We should talk about voter card thing. We should talk about voter card thing.
Exactly.
No, but again,
that's an important point that Roland raised.
To conclude, let's quickly.
Jackie, let me finish. Jackie. The idea is that people did put time to work. They did a work, and I'm sharing it. I mean, the people said before election day they'll come up with the full stop. We managed to get a copy of a sneak track of this thing. And we discuss it. Imagine just on the Monserrato, though. Not the whole country we got. Okay, so that most why we're discussing. So that's why we
Yeah, but it's unprofessional for the platform to even do that.
No.
It's unprofessional for the platform to even do that.
Okay, Roland.
Yeah, Roland.
Let me say that now. When
It's
Spoon or people do it,
unprofessional.
you guys, you question them.
The other network carrier.
Yeah, you don't do that. That'd be fair.
It's professional.
Because
I didn't listen to any network carrying it. It's Spoon did. I didn't listen to that. It's also unprofessional.
Because
You can discuss a document that's not been published. You can discuss a document that's not been published. Let's be fair to the company.
Can I come in, please?
Be fair to the company.
Listen.
It's not published. Why you want to discuss something that's not published?
And then you can answer the question too. No, I was also coming.
I don't think you're fair to the. You're not fair to the researchers.
No.
Those who conducted the pool. You're not fair to them.
But Roland, I would say that, let me call you guys off. Honestly, now, when Spoon come out, all these conspiracies they come out, you guys don't come and say that you don't dismiss it. Y'all accept your wrong way. Y'all publish everything. It's not fair to
What? No, I don't know of that. I don't know what you're talking about. We've never done that. You're talking about it's scientific work. I'm saying you're fair to the company. Let the company publish, then we bring on the platform and discuss it after that. I think you'll be fair to the company because you are not disclosing to us more information about the pools. I think Ben can understand me. I don't think it's fair to discuss it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's a bad work. We're not criticizing the pool. We're just saying we're not being fair to that. Simple.
Thank you. And we understand. I understand your position. I was listening to the show while I was driving, and I understand Jackie's position. I understand Lamin's position, which is fine. I stated clearly that I will not release the information because I will not be giving out the source. They asked me not to.
Exactly.
The conversation, please wait, Jackie. Let me just finish your comment. The conversation that I wanted us to have around this thing it's very simple, right? It's very simple. We gave out the numbers that these people have provided, right? Can we have a discussion about what makes you think that this is not, in this particular district? Like the district with West Point. Is it outrageous to believe that CDC is getting 60% of the vote in that district? If you think it's outrageous, let's talk about it. But this notion that, we need to know sample error, we need to know who talked to who, we need to know who talked to. Every day, I remember in this country, when you're watching the
TV
in the morning, they have daily tracking polls. And they release it. They say,
yeah, but they're source.
They're source. Yeah, but listen, and it's fine.
And they have methodology. You can go on the website and read about the data.
Can I lay my thought, please, Jackie? If you guys, which is not a problem, I only said to release the name would not be an issue. It's just that I was asked not to. That's all. The reason I chose for us to talk about it is because we are exactly 1 week away from election. All of the things that we've been talking about, we've had a lot of time to exhaust all the other issues. Let's start to talk about it. It's like us having a conversation about why we think Yeke is going to win District 10, or why we think Josephine Davis is not going to win District 10, or she's going to win District 10. Let's have the conversation around these numbers. That's all.
Yeah. So maybe if we do that outside of bringing a document to say this was a pool conducted and we don't know this, so that becomes something different. Now, if you say let's open up the discussion around the candidate, I come in 1 minute. If you say let's open up the discussion around the candidates, which is okay. But to bring a pool with data collected and say this is what the outcome is and we should discuss that, then it's unfair to the platform. That's what I'm saying.
I'll go as far as saying this. It's fair. It's only fair if you say you guys don't want to participate in the discussion. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. We can have a conversation.
Yeah, we said that earlier.
Which is fine. I don't think the show should be hijacked. I don't think the show should be hijacked today because we didn't call a particular name. Those polls, for me, when I look at those polls, there's certain things that when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, it's interesting. I was concerned about what is Gonglo doing to the CPP. Those are some of the things that I want to talk about. Does it mean that it's a fact? Does it mean that I 100%? No, it's not.
No,
that's all I'm saying.
Can I talk now? Can I talk now?
Peewee.
No, Peewee, wait. I was also talking. I was saying 5 minutes ago. Let me talk.
I've been on and off. I've been off, Jackie.
Yeah, Peewee, please wait. It seems like we are losing. It's almost like we're losing control of the discussion.
I have not spoken.
Jackie, please go ahead and speak. You have 2 minutes. Let's go. We'll go right back to everybody getting 2 minutes. Let's do that. Go ahead, Jackie.
I think I stand with Lami and Roland. We need to move on to something else. When we get the source, I mean, if somebody walks to you and gave you information, your first reaction will be, where is that information coming from? All the polls, public polls that we see conducted by OK, FM, and this, that place, at least we know even the methodology, how it's been done and stuff like that. But to come here, I think we're not giving enough credibility and professionalism here on this platform when it comes to the data, because one, we know that it's not validated, and because nobody on the platform is willing to disclose the company name or who are these people that conducted the polls. Nobody from their group is even here to explain anything. I suggest that we wait when the data is out there. And the company has endorsed it, but the leadership of that company, whosoever owns this company, has endorsed it, and they're willing to disclose the analysts, the statisticians who conducted these polls, and the methodology and margin of error. Then we can come back to this table and discuss it.
I think
that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
In the meantime, we can just do blanket discussion, but right now there are some crucial things that Lami and Roland said, like the voter registration card, because I mean, discussing this right now is misleading for the public.
Thank you, Jackie, and I appreciate your.
So please let us wait when they think this.
Jackie, but you already your opinion. You already gave your opinion.
Yeah, but at least 3 people on this.
It's a suggestion. It's a suggestion.
You gave your opinion, and let me state for the record. You've given your opinion, which is fine. It's not a big deal. Like I said, and I will repeat what I said. I was looking at it from the whole election, the electoral trend. The electoral trend. We're having a conversation about the electoral trend, right? You can talk about. I understand the issue about the neck and the voter registration. I mean, and the voter card being punched and all of that. That's fine. We're talking about the electoral trend. What is happening in these districts? That's one of the reasons why I had an interest in this. What's happening in these districts across the counties? What's happening in these counties? How are things being moved towards a particular direction? I think that's only fair. It's fine if you don't want to participate, if you don't want to have that conversation.
You can do it in the absence of the poll.
I don't think.
But
listen, if we want to talk about it and reference it, it's not a big deal. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's not like we're trying to say, oh, something should be done this way or something should not be done this way, or your opinion doesn't matter. That's not what the issue here is.
But remember, I think it's unfair. It's unfair.
I heard Roland say
something that's not validated for the public.
And that's fine, Jackie, and that's fine. But I think we're going to continue to discuss it. We're going to continue to discuss it, and we can all have a way to chime into it at a particular point. I understand what Roland is saying about the punching of the voter rule, of the voter's card, which is a legitimate concern. I think the Unity Party has gone to court about it. That's fine. We can all talk about it. But like I said, we went through this whole thing we read it. In fact, it was your recommendation that we should go through all the districts and then just talk about it in a holistic form. You already did. No, we haven't. Y'all spend the last 20 minutes.
What we doing for 40 minutes?
Jackie, you spend the last 20 minutes. You and Roland have spent the last 20 minutes. One, trying to discredit.
No. Keff had almost. Ben. Keff had almost 15 minutes yet. Keff had almost 15 minutes yet.
That's fine.
Don't do that, Ben. That's not true.
We said it's not credible.
We talked about it all over.
It will not be credible to y'all because it's not even
guys. But who's the source? Who's the source?
Roland, you're smart man.
I'm the moderator.
And don't have a source of a poll.
Peabody.
Make it available, Dr. Peabody. Make it available. That's all we're saying.
I don't think we are doing
but
justice.
there is a source.
I will mute everybody. We're not doing justice to our viewers. We're not. We are going to have a discussion around the polling. If people don't want to participate, they can choose not to participate. I think it's fair. There's nothing we can force people to talk about something they don't want to talk about. Again, like I said.
Okay, so let's go ahead. When our time comes, we'll hold discussion on other issues. Let's go ahead.
Exactly. The conversation was going to be around. This is
District 1 in favor tonight. So you don't want to hear it.
This is District 1. What do we think? Why we think, according to this poll, even though we're questioning it, or people are questioning it, right?
See
Why
that?
do we think this District 1 is trending this way?
Ben, I
Can
do
we
have a
do that?
suggestion. Ben, I do have a suggestion.
Yeah,
Please.
let them move on
Yeah,
to.
10 seconds. Let's do this, guys.
So I'm pulling it up right now.
Yeah. Moderator, you wanted to discuss it, but this polling, I agree with Jackie and Roland and Lamy. What it need to do, you need to excuse yourself from the show.
Oh, why do I excuse yourself, Kev? That's
No, we're not moving from the show. We're here. We're here.
They're not excusing themselves. They say they don't want to. They don't want to. If they
for me, that's it. That's what I would tell them.
Yeah, that's fine.
Ben, but can you also?
No, but the show is not all about the pool. There will be other issues we'll discuss. We'll get to other issues, then we can participate.
So we will get to the point where we will have a conversation about other issues. We will have a conversation about other issues.
Not going the back.
Guys, I'm going to mute. I'm going to mute everybody. I'm saying it again. I'm going to mute everybody. Y'all, let's not do that. People are watching us. Almost 2,000 people watching us. We've been sitting there talking about methodology. Guys, District 1. I'm the moderator. We'll advance the conversation. Let's advance the conversation. District 1 is showing that CDC and Unity Party is virtually neck and neck. Virtually neck and neck. CPP is at 9.2%. LPP is at 8.2%. Why do you think this trend is this particular way? I will start with Peabody, and then we'll go to Sylvester Peewee. Peabody.
Well, let me just go back to what these guys said. Nobody will come on a platform, don't have a source, and just dash out information that are totally baseless. Okay, and that's why I want to say that the poll, when other network conduct poll,
let's discuss the poll now.
But before I come to the point,
because then they will have to respond. So let's just go into
they will not respond.
Let's go into the nitty-gritty of the poll.
No, we could respond. It depends on what you said, Dr. Peabody. So let's go into the discussion.
I'll let Sylvester respond because he's been here a little longer.
Thank you. Sylvester, can you give us, Lofa Julius, welcome, thank you, and hopefully you can join the discussion also. Sylvester, according to district, from the polling that we saw, District 1 is trending virtual neck and neck between, I'm looking at the margin is somewhere between 6 and 7 points, right? 40% for CDC, 33% for Unity Party, and 9% for the CPP. What do you think this trend is? This District 1 pretty much has to do with the Carisburg area, like I said, that pushing up to Fendor area and stuff like that. Can you talk, what are your thoughts on why you think potentially these numbers, and there are 390 respondents. The 390 people were asked about this. Can you go ahead and speak on that?
Yes, I think basically from the respondent and that's what I said from the initial stage, that those enumerators were deployed in a more technical way, the space structure and the rest of that. But again, let's go back to the University of Liberia terrain, right? Most of the respondents, I want to believe you were to see the concentrated area there. Most of the respondents, some of them came from around the University of Liberia. So the consciousness of this process is very clear. Now, most of those people they spoke to were basically people that are very pleased about happenings from the University of Liberia. One of the things, our condition I will give, the digitizing of our registration process now, the University of Liberia, the tuition-free process, you will check that. Some of those respondents also are from those that were very frustrated, disgruntled elements from the past early administration that got evicted from the what popularly was claimed by the University of Liberia that was a land owned by the university. They shifted them out. So if you saw them, if you see the CDC is doing well in that area in terms of what the respondents are saying, it is basically from that scenario also. But quickly, I want to a little bit pivot a little bit from that particular question you asked just now and go back to the issue about this report. Now, I'm saying Guinness. Jackie spoke about.
Peewee, I will stop you. Peewee, I will stop you, please. I'm not going back and forth. We've spent enough time. We're not going back and forth. Please discuss the polling. Let's go to Lofa Julius. Lofa, I appreciate you joining us.
Ben, listen, Ben.
Peewee, I will exercise my authority. I will exercise my authority as a
you give
moderator.
room to Jackie.
No, I didn't give room
Jackie
to
and
Jackie.
others
That's why they are listening to us,
right?
and we are discussing it. Let proceed. I don't want us to start a whole thing. Like it would be fair if you go after them. It's fair for them to respond. I will be a fair moderator to do that, and I don't want to go through that. Roland, let me say Roland. Lofa Julius.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you followed the show earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're polling this poll that we have out here, and we're discussing. In a nutshell, the CDC seems to be leading overall in Montserrado County. In a nutshell, right? But there's specific districts in Montserrado County that we see neck and neck. There's specific district we see the LPP right behind the CPP, meaning Tewangongyo right behind the CPP, or even a little bit ahead of the CPP. I want you to first of all give an overview of what are your thoughts on the fact that a poll is out. This is just one poll. This doesn't mean that this is law and gospel. That's why everybody's talking, having a heart attack over it, right? This is just one. It could come out tomorrow and it could be totally different. Totally different. Like I think somebody mentioned Hillary Clinton was leading all the polls in America and she never became president. So Lofa, I want to get your thoughts on it, and let's see, and then we can advance the conversation.
But first of all, good evening to everybody, and especially to our listening audience. I don't know why will Jackie or Rollin don't want to discuss polls tonight of all the other times when they have focused their attention around conducting polls.
Ben, I think we're breaking the rules, though.
So let me. But anyway,
we're not breaking the rule, please.
Yeah, but you're beginning to address us.
You breaking
you're beginning to address us.
You breaking a rule by eating on the platform.
Come here.
Go ahead.
I simply asked a question. I don't know
why.
Man.
You can't know that. Go ahead.
But Ben, just looking. Unfortunately, I have not gone through the entire data, so yes. I won't be able to speak extensively about what is provided here. But if you just look at the trend here, I won't be surprised to see the CDC in the league in certain places. Mm-hmm. All right. Reason being, all along, since the ascendancy of President Weah to the presidency, they've been campaigning. From day one, the CDC been campaigning up until today's date. So I won't be surprised as compared to the other folks like the Unity Party and other people who felt like they're entitled. So the presidency was waiting for them. I'm not surprised to see these things coming. What I really want to look at here is, as we go through these things, especially for places like Montserrado, we're looking at the district. That's fine. But as we gradually work our way outside of Montserrado, that's where I want to kind of look at things and say, okay, how are things going? And how are, the very political parties actually performing when it comes to the team? But again, this thing is just common sense. Common sense. If you look at the Unity Party, you can see that, of course, because they were in power for 12 years. Of course, the people have heard of the Liberty Party. They know what it did. They know how they performed dismally, underperformed. Nobody wants to hear about the Liberty Party right now. But of course, not the Liberty Party, but the Unity Party and the UP. So if they're still there, yes, the people have heard of Unity Party. Honorable Joseph Boykai, who been there for the longest, they heard of him. But as you see, Tier 1 and other people are now in the race, so they're literally walking their way to the top. And of course, they're going to take away from the Unity Party. No, that should be just up front for all of us to just consider. Come on, it's common sense. And I can see why Jackie and Rollin would not want to discuss this particular poll tonight, because I don't think it favored them a lot.
Thank you, Lofa. Welcome, Robert Gagwa. I'm going to go to Keff Hassan and ask this question, and then I'll come to Jackie, and then we'll go to Lami and then Roland. Keff, I want to ask you a particular question in regards to a specific, and everybody have access. Everybody should have access to the poll. I send it to everybody who is on this platform right now, so you can have a chance and look at it. Robert, did I send it to you? I don't want to make sure that I did. Okay, I will send it to you right now. Just check your WhatsApp. You will get it. But I want to talk about some of the districts. Keff Hassan, and you are from the CDC, so I will not predict what you're going to say. But overall, the overall margin, according to this poll, is that the CDC is leading in Montserrado 45, the Unity Party 30%, right? You have the CPP at 11%, and then you have LPP at 5%, and then you have others, Alcop and the others. One of the trends that I also noticed is that Alcop was doing well in traditional districts where you have a high concentration of Islamic and Mandingos because of the way the way our demographic is. What are your thoughts on the fact? First of all, is this shocking to you from the CDC that you were leading in Montserrado County?
No, it's not shocking to me, because whenever people say Montserrado is a graveyard for the opposition, we made that a graveyard for the opposition. That us. That we the one. No other party. We did that. We make a graveyard for ruling party. I mean, what they say is a graveyard for ruling party. When we were opposition, who made that a graveyard? So we know. So listen, when you watch the Unity Party rally and the CDC rally, watch the entire rally. How the CDC rally took place. You got people from District 10 coming with their own folks. You got people from District 7 coming with their own folks. You got people from different districts coming with their own folks. When you look at the Unity Party rally, a bunch of people, they just dump them with trucks. They dump them, and after the rally, they're gone. You don't see where they going. No bars in the town. You can't see after the rally, even though it was raining, but rain will not stop Liberia men from enjoying themselves. You can't see no bar, no pub, no area. People are having fun. Even though on the same day that CDC rally, it was raining. But still, people went out and have fun. So it's not surprising. We know that. We saw it. We know how the trend going. They will say, okay, but 2020, they won. Opposition, but you're talking about full parties against CDC. So at this moment, we can see, we believe what's happening. I don't care what anybody say, but at this moment, I will announce and say what I know, what we're saying. Montserrado will be in our column. We will win Montserrado. And again, what we're saying, the first round victory is clear. Clear. I don't know the other polling that from your source, Ben. I don't know what coming on other district. But what I know from our own internal polling that we're saying, the data that we're saying, the same way I announced on the Jala race in Lofa. And I'm going to say this, what we are saying and what we know, no way will I win this election. No way will I win the election.
Thank you, Kev. I'm going to ask Roland a question. And Roland, I know you don't want to discuss the poll, but I'm going to ask you a question away from the poll, but it's still going to have to do with the election as a whole. Roland, first of all, have the Unity Party done any internal polling?
Yes.
Well, of course we are doing that, but we are not ready to provide any information to the public. It's for our internal use, of course.
Yeah, no. So you guys have
of course, yes, exactly.
My question.
We always do that.
My question to you is this: what do you? First of all, do you guys believe that you're going to win Montserrado? Does the Unity Party believe she's going to win Montserrado?
We'll definitely win Montserrado. We'll definitely win Montserrado. We'll win Montserrado, and there is a simple why we're winning Montserrado.
Yeah. So
Montserrado is the epicenter of our politics.
Very good. That's where I want us to go. I want you to talk about why do you believe you're going to win Montserrado, right? Because the polls that we show, right? The polls that we show, even though you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. I'm twisting this question in a way to get you involved in this conversation some kind of way, right? even though you don't want to talk about it, the poll is showing that CDC is leading with 45%. You are what, 30-something percent, right? How do you believe? So wait. How do you believe that you're going to win Montserrado? Because obviously there are districts in Montserrado that you have to win to be able to win the county-wide. Why do you believe that you're going to win Montserrado?
So now referencing the polls, which I'm not going to talk about, but if we just look at it from a kind of holistic point of view and look at some of the indicators, Montserrado is the epicenter of our politics. It's where the Tomalin part is. And we also know over time, all of the history has shown that over the last two elections, the last three elections, that the opposition always win in Montserrado. So by that, I can say, we're going to win Montserrado. Secondly, the indicators are also that if you look at what has happened here in terms of even the price of commodity, yes, CDC took over in 2018. They met inflation anywhere around 12%. In 1 year, they took inflation to almost 30%. They have worked their way around bringing it down to about 5-7% down, anywhere around there, but prices are still high. So the commodity prices are still high, for commodity, as much as inflation has come down. The next thing CDC did was, in the midst of inflation, when inflation was almost 30%, CDC went ahead and instituted what they call the field policy of harmonization that took away disposable income from families who work within government and other government agencies, different private status, commissions, and so forth. That affected the living standard of people. So the material conditions of the people within Montserrado will also suggest that, it's going to give CDC some difficult time. For example, look at Firestone. When we were in power, Madam Sally never allowed Firestone to lay off people. Whenever Firestone wanted to, they were trying to set conditions. They were trying to look for some tax incentive and other bricks to help to spew some of the new investment they wanted to make in the concession. Madam Sally always found a way to give them that. When CDC took over, CDC could not do that. Firestone laid off almost 4,000 persons without a job today. That is going to impact that. And CDC could not do anything. In fact, when the dedication for Firestone, America came to Liberia to meet the government, the president could not even meet them. I think it was at the time McCay he sent to meet them. And out of those discussions, nothing came out of that, because what Firestone were asking for, they could not find a break even to do that. So because of that, almost 4,000 persons were laid off. The Central Bank report in 2018 and at 2018 suggested that we had lost almost 100 million in disposable income in terms of loss of job. So with all of these macroeconomic indicators on the negative side, and also look at the exchange rate, look at what happened to our monetary sector, look at the material condition of our people, the issue of the harmonization policy within the epicenter of our body politics, it's going to be difficult for CDC as a government to win. Besides that, the coalition that brought CDC to power, that full coalition that brought CDC to power, does not exist anymore.
Okay,
CDC does not have the coalition that brought her to power. So CDC cannot win Montserrado.
Thank you. So your thought is that the economic conditions are coming to Pee-wee. From there, when Pee-wee will go to Robert Gagwa, who have not spoken. Pee-wee, I need to ask you this question. Roland, the polling is showing that CDC is winning Montserrado with 40 what? Let me go back to it. 45%, 30% for the Unity Party. That's what this poll is showing, right? Roland is striking a point about the economic situation, which is pretty much reality. There is an economic issue in the country, right? He believed that with Montserrado being the epic center, that the CDC does not have a pathway to winning Montserrado, taking into consideration that also the CDC is running against history. It is a fact that since our new political dispensation, no opposition political party has won Montserrado County. So why do you think this poll is right? Why do you think the CDC is going to break that cycle? That's my question to you, Sylvester.
Yes. Yeah, there are a combination of factors. But quickly, let me move quick to debunk the misinformation he tried to spread up just now about the inflation process. Right? When this government came in power, headed by President Weah, we inherited an inflation that was high. This government reduced the inflation to single digits. So he's trying to mislead the public here. we reduced inflation by single digit from double digit. It's clear. And the material welfare of folks then under this, and the process about this communization issue was done in conformity with our international partners. They have not just done in isolation of the governance process of this country. And what it did was to, now, before, even when Guinea was in power, you had a driver sometimes making $1,500 and a man with a master's degree taking home $400. That was quite unfortunate. There was a reasonable thought process to bring everyone in a very particular pay grade in conformity with your qualification. And that's what the Minister of Finance and his team went through, and they did a very comprehensive job. The reason why I've been winning Maserati, it is because, now historically, there have been no ruling party that ever won Maserati. This will be the first time. And the reason why we win in Maserati is that because we perform in keeping with our commitment to the citizens of this country. Now, this is the most cautious society in the country, in the Republic. It's the macrocosm of the politics in our nation, right? So you have all of the slums community here. You have all of the intellectuals here. You have everyone in Maserati. Because this government did well in committing to the process. Before we met on the legislative grid, for instance, we had around 37,000 plus citizens on the legislative grid. Today, we have close to 200,000 residents on the legislative grid. We took the price from 45 cents, we brought it now down to a reasonable 15 cents per kilowatt. From 45 to 15 cents. That is it's a process about ensuring that everyone, those in the slum community, those that consider themselves the middle class, will have sufficient and reliable and available electricity to the folks. We didn't stop there. We did charge the University of Liberia that most of our time, including the very rural Guineas, I would take a week to process our registration. We did that. We also processed in the rural community. We have the Douala market, the Gobatrop market, and we stopped a lot of things. Put more people on the payroll.
Thank you.
We brought the material cost of people to a significant value. So that's part of the reason why we win in Maserati. And I want to believe we will jump past that pool report.
Thank you. Thank you. Rabbi, I beg you, before you come in, I want Lamin to chime in on something quickly. Lamin, I know you also stated that you don't want to talk about the polls because you don't know the source yet, which is fine. But I also want to ask you a question in reference to this. I've heard the LPP make the argument that both the CDC and the Unity Party, almost a similar argument that the CPP is making, that both the CDC and the Unity Party have led the country for the last 18 years and have failed the country, right? And so as a result of that, we need a clean slate. That is the argument of the LPP and also the CPP. The reason I'm asking you this question is, even though you don't want to discuss this poll, but there's something that I saw. I saw LPP literally almost neck and neck with the CPP, right? Don't you think this is a harmful thing for both the LPP and the CPP? Because you two are preaching the same message. But being fought, but then let's look at it from the angle that you are fighting two other established political institutions that have been in power and you haven't been in power. What is your pathway? What is your pathway to winning the election?
Our pathway to winning the election is basically the unattached majority. Okay. There are majority of the people out there that will not go to any political rally, that won't wear any political t-shirt, that will not discuss the political views. That's the pathway for any group other than the CDC and the UP. Because the people who are declared, the people who are for these two groups, they will be open about it all the time. And what we believe fundamentally and strongly is that if you give someone power and the person misuses that power, you got to give the person no second chance. That's what we fundamentally believe. And we've said it consistently. And that's the reason why the CDC should not get a second chance. And that's the reason why the UP should not get a third chance. Because they've both failed this country. The CDC probably worse than the UP. Because for the UP, they messed up so badly in the second term that they ended up giving us the CDC because it was the UP's failure that led people to voting for the CDC. If the UP had not failed dismally, they are not being a corrupt outfit, especially in the second term, We have never had a CDC. If the UP had run a meritocratic society, or meritocratic governance, or meritocratic system, if they had done that from day one of Mrs. Lee's first term up to the end of her last term, there is absolutely no way we're going to end up with the guys who have put this country in the ground. There's absolutely no way. So, pool or no pool, the bottom line is that the CDC won elections in 2017 with no record. Now they are winning on a very dismal record. It's impossible to see how they're going to win. It's impossible. But what the Liberian people also have to realize is that we have to reject these two groups.
So Peewee, not Peewee. I'm sticking with you.
Just for one reason.
No, I'm sticking with you. I'm coming back to you. I'm sticking with you. You're hitting a point.
Yeah.
The reason I'm asking is because, but someone may argue, right? Someone may argue that this message resonating? Are the Liberian people listening to you? Who's your audience? Because let's look at it this way, right? I'm coming to you. I mean, don't worry. I'm giving you another 2 minutes. Trust me. I know exactly where I'm going with this. If this message resonating, this message of the last 18 years, these two parties has messed this country up, and we should give it to another. We should give a clean shot. Who are you talking to? Because from everything that we've seen, from rallies to visibility to excitement, election is about excitement. It's about optics. All of what we are seeing is that these two political parties, right, are the ones who are making the loudest noise. So where is that message? Are you saying your voters are quiet?
So I'm saying, and I said initially that there are a majority of people out there who will not wear any party t-shirt, who will not go to any party rally. That majority is the one that is going to speak. And one of the reasons why in recent days, the saber rattling that we've been hearing from both the CDC and the Unity Party, that what the war drums have been beating. If anybody in both of those groups really serious about maintaining a peace in this country, they will not vote for their own people.
Okay.
Just on that basis, where people are threatening that their blood will flow if they do not win. Just on that basis, the people in this country will look at these two groups and say, in order to preserve the peace in this country, let's vote for other people other than the two of them. Even their own partisans will do the same thing if we want to preserve the peace here. But I trust the fact that there are hundreds of thousands of voters out there. In Montserrat County alone, according to next latest result, I think it's like 900,000 voters. 900,000 voters in Montserrat County alone. Yeah. If you take all the CDC rally, all the UP rally, I don't think you can even say that 200,000 of those people came out to rally. So that left about 700,000 people.
So that's where
700,000 people. Yeah, so there are 700,000 people out there.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, there are 700,000 people out there, Ben, that would not go to any rally. And those people will trust that they will do the right thing.
Thank you, Lami. Thank you for
that. I got a quick question. I got a quick question, just for sake of clarity, if you don't mind.
Go ahead. 30 seconds.
Yes, I was just reading the data. I was reading the data that you guys have on here. Yes. I noticed that the ANC is represented by herself, but I don't see the Liberty Party on there. Or I
did raise that question, and I was told that the way they did it, they just said, because most of the people, since the CPP fractured, the original CPP fractured, people still call ANC, but it can still be.
So that represents
it represents the CPP. That's what I was told. So again, like I said, it's
okay.
I
just needed to clear that out.
Yes, I read that question. Robert Gagwa, I want you to come in. I sent it to you. I see you received it. The reason I'm asking this question is, according to this is just Montserrat County. This is the county that the CDC should have been bleeding in. This is the county that should have killed the CDC's presidency because, well, not necessarily because guess what? Ellen didn't win Montserrat, but she still won, right? But what is interesting in this poll for me is that the CDC is leading, but let's look at it from this angle. My initial assumption was that the opposition party would have won Montserrat, and maybe the CDC would have been competitive. What do you think, according to this poll? Again, this discussion is according to this poll, right? What do you think the shift came from? And can you blame it on the breakup of the original CPP? Because the original CPP proved that was the original CPP that punctured a hole into the CDC in Montserrado County. It was no other opposition party but the coalition of all these political parties together. Where do you think this shift came from, according to this poll?
Thank you, and it's great to be back on it with everyone else. But I'll start off where you left off. I've always consistently said that the CPP has shown real strength during that election that saw the uprise of Dillon and others, and even the ruling establishment at that time agreed that the CPP would have posed a lot more threat, right? With the Unity Party, the ANC, the ALP, and the other parties that were part of that collaboration. And even Ben said that if this CPP held together, I thought that the narrative as it relates to a first round victory would have been possible. I've said that consistently, right? Because if you look at that election, you and I would agree that Abraham Darius Dillon would not have been elected senator had he just gone under the Liberty Party umbrella. And that election also shows strength in numbers and strength in unity. And so you're absolutely right. I think the polling in Montserrado County it has been affected by the splinter CPP. Now, Alice Cummings has done a phenomenal job with regards to trying to hold together the CPP in that collaboration. What I thought that they have not done so much of a great job is expanding the collaboration. And I thought that had they opened up that collaboration to allow the democratic process they insisted on when the unit with the original CPP, allow more political parties in, go to a primary, go to a convention, and allow that democratic process where members can convince delegates to vote for them and elect them as the presumptive nominee. I thought that would have helped strengthen the CPP, but that was not done. I'm not surprised, and so that played an integral. I think it's a reflection of this poll. Also, don't think though. Roland spoke about the coalition that elected CDC, which does not exist. I disagree because I think that coalition, play more of an important and significant part in the CDC victory in Nima County than it did in Montserrado County. I still hold the view that CDC would have won and George Weah would have won Montserrado County in 2017 with or without the support of individuals like Prince Johnson, for instance, right? And I don't think that endorsement played a key factor in the Montserrado County win. Lastly, with that, I think that George Weah, irrespective of his shortcomings and things that some of us are not happy with, right? And some of those things have been mentioned. I think that he is still largely popular, right? In our political capital, which is Montserrado County. I think he is so largely popular. But most importantly, Ben, we cannot underestimate what is happening here. And think about this. If these polling, I'm not sure what the margin of error is, but if the polling holds like the way it holds right now, imagine what would happen if this goes to a runoff. And so let's assume that Unity Party goes to a runoff. This is going to be a tsunami. Because anyone with some common sense can look at this and say, look, there's a splintered opposition. This is the most divided opposition that I've ever seen. Look, I saw people laugh at the CPP rally the other day, and I'm thinking to myself, where are the geniuses in Unity Party? Because you have to be doing the back work to try to consolidate the base. This is not just going to happen automatically where you feel like, well, if this is about the opposition unity, then one must support the other. No, these people have principles. So if you continue to poke at them, if you continue to basically denigrate them, to insult them, and they already have questions and reservations about the ticket, you're giving them more reason to either vote for George Weah or just basically stay out of these elections, which will in return affect the Unity Party. So I'm not surprised about this poll. And I think that the fact that they're so divided, right? I think it's going to affect them, and not only just in Maserati County. I think this might even affect them in counties that they might win, but the margin might be at a smaller rate.
Smaller. Thank you. I want Jackie to come in. Jackie, I want to ask you again. I know you're not commenting on the poll, but I want to ask you a general question, something similar to what I asked Roland. Traditionally, George Weah has been strong on what I like to call the streets. Traditionally, right? I like to say the suburbs. It's just hard in this country, right? You have Rust Belt, rural America, urban cities, mean city centers. The Democrats are more popular in big cities. That's why if you look at what happened in Georgia, right? For example, Robert Gago's state of Georgia, the Democrats will always win and run the numbers up in Atlanta, in these metro cities.
Not just Atlanta, Fulton County.
Fulton County. Thank you. And Jackie, you're in Georgia, right? And I know you've been involved with local politics there too. But traditionally, in our case, George Weah has always been president. Weah has always been strong on the streets, the West Points, the Claretime, the main city centers. It's reflective in this poll, even though you're not commenting on it, right? And the Unity Party is traditionally strong in the suburbs, in the Barnardsville, the Gardnersville, the outer city limits. I want to ask you a question, something Robert alluded to. This backbiting that happened within the opposition, it fast forward all the way to today. Robert was very spot on when he talked about the Unity Party poking fun at the CPP rally. If you also look at other pollings that have been done, not necessarily this one, if you combine all of the opposition numbers together, they beat the CDC, right? They do. They beat the CDC. When you put Unity Party, CPP, LPP, all these parties together, when you put all the numbers together, they beat the CPP. They beat the CDC. In case of a runoff, Jackie, don't you think you're going to need the CPP numbers if you are in the runoff against the CDC? Don't you think that would make sense? And potentially the LPP numbers?
Okay, let me.
So how do you? So my question to you is, how do you win the election without the support of these other opposition parties?
Okay, let me say this first. I didn't say I couldn't comment on the poll. I've already made it
feel
clear.
free to comment on it.
Yeah, I've already made it clear, and to the viewers in this.
Oh shoot! For a moment, I thought Joe Boyka was on the show.
For the sake of professionalism, credibility, and accountability, the graphs that were shown, because right now I can't even call it polls. The graphs that look pretty that were shown until the source and methodology come out. So right now we can consider it credible.
Okay, Jackie.
Any we have reference to
answer my question. I asked
and
you
the viewer should not either until full disclosure.
I asked you a general question around the election trends, so you can answer that.
But let me say this: 2018 January, CDC was inaugurated. That year, 2018, they had a honeymoon. From 2019 to today, CDC started to go downhill. All the polls from 2019 to today shows that the people in Monserrate County, in the vast majority, have lost confidence and hope.
Did you say all the polls? You said all the polls from today.
All the polls, the overall polls, they congregate when you bring them, when you aggregate.
Which ones are you talking about? Which ones are you talking about?
The ones that are done on the radio stations, the ones that are done by journalists.
Okay.
These organic polls that are out there, the random polls that are out there.
Okay.
When you in the aggregate, when you bring them together holistically, including the June 7 protest from which you are a part of, and all these things have been going on. It shows some, and even from the electoral results, the by-elections in Monserrate County, the Liberian people in Monserrate County spoke very loud and clear. You asked me, let me answer.
I'm staying with you.
Don't let me get my thoughts away.
I'm staying with you. I'm the moderator. I can push in a follow-up.
No, but you will make me lose my train of thought. I know that part of your trick too.
Okay, go ahead. I want you to lose your train of thought.
The people in Monserrate County are 1,000% resolved, including seditions, There are seditionists who are so disappointed in the performance of this government that there is no way they will vote for George Weah again. Roland mentioned that the party that brought George Weah together, the Coalition for Democratic Change, they do not even have those people. All those parties, NPP and the other parties, PLP, they are splits.
Mm-hmm.
And over half of those people have gone to the campaign alliance. There is no way.
Okay,
Robert talking about we need the other opposition, but guess what, Robert? You forget that we don't call our campaign Unity Party, we call it Campaign Alliance. That means we have
it's not the Unity Party Alliance anymore.
We have other.
You said it was the Unity Party Alliance. You said it was
Unity Party campaign, but what I'm saying is we don't just call it that.
Okay.
It's referred to
so
as
Jackie,
the
let me ask you a question.
Alliance.
So Jackie, let me ask you a
We
question.
have oppositions, including ANC, including Liberty Party, including MDR. Should I go on?
Okay, so let me ask you a question, Jackie.
Who have partnered with Unity Party?
Jackie, I'm giving you another
to win this election.
I'm giving you another 30 seconds or so.
Monserrato, the polls, the graph that was shown here today is completely false and misleading.
All right, thank you. But Jackie, okay. So let me do my moderating job now. You see, you don't want to person on the panel.
I'm answering your question.
I agree. That's why I didn't follow up.
Every time you interrupt me, you take 30 seconds away from me.
I know you.
Look, you're not land. Then you ask
but
question.
let me ask you. Then you were land. I want to ask you something you were included in the landing. How I'm asking, Jackie. I asked you a fundamental question. From the initial response you gave me, you are assuming that in case of a potential runoff, all of these political parties, who, by the way, some of them you have offended, right? The biggest one of the bunch, let's just have this conversation like, let's just assume that the runoff is CDC UP, right? Let's assume that that's the runoff, CDC UP. You are assuming here that all of the ANC partisans or majority of the CPP partisans are going to support the Unity Party. Is that what you are betting on?
Ben Sanvee, what I'm saying here today is that when it comes to suffering, the drug issues, hardship, it's not about party. The average Liberian out there, regardless of their party affiliation, including CDC, they are disappointed.
Okay.
And our campaign alliance, we have embraced these people. We got even the JMB tag team that made other people from all walks of life, even no position, even independent. So we have embraced and have had an open arm from the very beginning as of 3-4 years ago. And that's why our campaign has grown over the last 3 years and continue to grow today. And it will show in our numbers, including seditionists are supporting us.
Okay, thank you, Jackie. Thank you.
And we will win this. And again, the graphs that we show for Monserrato County is extremely misleading because all the polls holistically show that CDC was
you better go over 2 minutes now.
Has lost
please, I'm the moderator.
2019, and there's no way by miracle they will win Monserrato County today.
Thank you.
They have lost it,
Thank
and
you,
they
Jackie.
will not win.
I want to bring in Keff Hassan. Keff Hassan, Jackie is saying all of the polls combined. By the way, what Jackie is talking about are these radio phone-in shows,
including other.
Jackie, please, I beg you. I was getting ready to go there, including she's talking about phone-in talk shows, radio talk shows, people calling in. You know the ones that people can call in and vote for at different times. The ones that people, that they alert the people and they tell them, say, call the fire arrester. Let me finish. I'm the moderator.
Can I take my time, man?
Radio, which includes one-on-one.
Why are you describing the other polls like that?
But Jackie described the one that you was talking about.
You see, you know what? Okay, I hear you. Jackie. So let me go to Keff.
Including professional statistician.
Thank you. Let me go to Keff. By the way, for the record, I have not seen one poll where the Unity Party leads in Monserrato. I haven't seen one. I have
But they
heard.
don't want to see
Yeah,
it.
but we're not. It means it don't exist. That's what I'm saying. I have not seen it.
Yeah, I'm not
It
seeing
doesn't
one
mean-
way we are leading since
Jackie, you won't moderate
2019.
the show?
I will be quiet now.
It's so hard because you know she the only one and she know how to take advantage of us. You know, and Roland sits there and he takes, he know exactly what they're doing. The two of them, they know what they're doing here today. But anyway, Keff Hassan, I want you to come in. Like I said, I have not seen one poll where the Unity Party is leading in Montserrat. I haven't seen that. What I have heard radio shows, right? People calling JMB wins, these snap radio calling polls, which, by the way, for me, is not really a real measurement. And I'll be very fair with Frank with that. But the question I'm asking you, Kev, right, is how do you think if the United Party faces the CDC in a runoff scenario, right? I know you're saying y'all will win on the first ballot, but let's just say in a runoff scenario, to put yourself in our shoes, right? In a runoff scenario, what is going to be, because the truth of the matter too, Kev, is that you are not in the majority. Is that all the opposition parties combined together got more votes, right? My question to you is, how do you intend to win if those people who didn't vote for you in the first round, that didn't want to give you the opportunity or the benefit of the doubt to vote for you, how do you think they're going to give you the benefit of the doubt in a potential runoff against one of the opposition parties, even if it's Unity Party? How do you think that's going to happen?
Before I answer that your question, let me say this. Let me say this to Jackie. She says sedition and other people. Let me say this. When Jackie and the Unity Party speak sometime, it remind me to the Iraq War. You know, we have Baghdad Bob, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Unity Party, they are the Baghdad Bob of Liberia. Even though they're going down, they're still thinking that they're winning. Even though they're going down, but they still feel that they're winning. So that's let it feel that way. They are the new Baghdad Bob of Liberia. But let me say this: the reason that we think, because at this moment we believe that it's a first round victory. Everything showing that it's a first round and victory. But for the sake of argument, and your question, look, I've been saying this thing. The future for Liberia and the discussion that we should be having for the better Liberia is between the CDC and the CPP. The reason why, if this goes to second round, that the CPP will not go backward because of GMB. There are too much intelligent people within the CPP. Too much people within the CPP that love Liberia. There are a lot of people within the CPP that want this country to move on. There's a lot of people. They love Liberia. So they're not going to look back. If you love Liberia, you look forward. So there's no way I see the loving people of the CPP who want to move Liberia forward will go backward. Liberia fought 14-year war. It's time to build Liberia. The Unity Party tried. They did that thing. It's not good enough. And Joseph Boakai, he was there. He got opportunity to do it. He got opportunity to even take care of his own hometown. He did not. He had opportunity to take care of agriculture, the group of 77. Everything. You guys done don't realize that every position of Joseph Yuma Baka, he failed that position. As a Minister of Agriculture, he failed. Twice he had agriculture under his control. Under Ellen, they reported to him. He failed. Nothing. Under Doe, when Doe decided to fire him, Doe said, no, you got to go. You got to go. You know, when we talk about fire him, people will say, oh, no, Amos Sawyer. No, we're not talking about Amos Sawyer. We're talking about Doe. Samuel Kaya Doe fired the man. Nothing you can show. And I keep on asking them, show me any signature achievement of Joseph Yuma Baka. 1 week ago, I've been asking this since I was on another network. No answer.
Thank you, Kev.
I'm asking it. So let me just conclude on this. The CPP want to see Liberia moving forward. There are a lot of people within the CPP love Liberia, love that nation, can do anything. They want to move Liberia forward. They're not going to go backward. Will not do it. So the discussion is between us and them. So we're going to move Liberia forward. So we're not going to go to JMB. JMB is a thing of the past.
Thank you. Thank you, Kev. So we're going to go around one more round and then try to, I don't know if we can take calls. I'm not sure. I don't see the studio in the background. If we can, it's already 11 o'clock in Monrovia. So let's try to, okay. Can we take calls, studio? Good. I just want to make sure we can take calls. So maybe what we should do is let's prep to take calls. Let's hear from the folks. And then.
Let me say something real quick.
Yeah, I come in. You
Jala, when he's taking calls, people calling into the show must remain respectful to the panelists at all times, Jala. If anybody seems to be
says any other way, cut them
off right away.
Don't give them the chance.
Who will not accept disrespect here on this panel.
Thank you for that, Jackie. I agree with that. By the time they even start saying anything crazy, just cut it off. They got plenty of people trying to call in that we can replace them with. Very, very clear. Frank with that, Jackie. Yeah, so let's go ahead. Henry, let's get the people to weigh in on what we've been discussing. The polls are showing, the poll that we have here showing that CDC is leading in Montserrado County, even though the Jackie and Roland saying they're not disputing the polls, but they want to know the source, which is fair and rare in the right.
But Ben, can I say 10 seconds before the caller comes?
Go ahead.
Yes, I came. Yeah, but I just wanted to pick it back. What Jackie said something about the alliance, and that she mentions that Seditians and folks from the ANC and all parties are supporting CDC. You know, where are the sources for that? If you're going to question, if you're going to question, if you're supporting UP, if you're going to question the methodology and the sources, the credibility of this poll, you do have your internal poll, right? I'm not sure it should be in a secret, but I don't know if I will believe that Seditians or folks from the ANC are supporting Unity Party more so than I will believe this poll. I think that's a fallacy.
So she does have the she.
But Robert, you believe the graph that was just shown today?
No, I agree with you that we need to get the sources, but I'm not surprised.
You agree with it?
I'm not. Those numbers does not surprise me.
But you agree with it?
No. I agree with you.
Robert, let me answer your question.
One second, Kev. Look, I agree with you that we need the sources of the polls of the poll, right? We need some we need some more information about that. However, I made the case that I'm not surprised at those numbers, given the splinting in.
So Robert, you were saying that you don't think the numbers don't look foreign to you.
No, they do not. They do not, because again, it's very simple. It's common sense. In the midterm election, those numbers reflected the unity of the opposition.
Okay.
Or else Dillon would not have been elected. Simple as that. Okay. The opposition is no longer together. Look,
let's answer the Robert question.
Reflected the fact that the people have no confidence in CDC.
No, Ben.
But to tell me that Seditians are supporting you is a policy. I mean, you gotta show me the Seditians that are supporting you.
Is afraid to put a people that need in the ballot.
I don't think you're
People
being
that
fair
own
with
this
Jackie.
guys
Let's
are
ask her a
independent.
question.
What was the question? What was the question that
Let's ask
Robert
another
asked?
question. You're not being fair to Jackie. Answer
What
the
was the question, Kev? What
Robert
was the
didn't ask any
question?
question. He made a comment.
What source that she
No,
gets?
I said the
What's
question
the
was
source?
you're questioning the sources of this post. Now you are telling me that seditionists and people from ANC are supporting Unity Party.
So
Where
where
are
are
the
source?
sources? Where are the
That's the
sources of that?
question.
Because it's hard to believe.
See,
Just
DJ
giving
and
everything else.
ANC.
Yeah,
So,
you
seditionists and
mentioned
ANC
that.
people supporting
Wait
you?
a minute, you're blind or living under the rock,
Oh,
Robert?
really?
You living under the rock?
Ben,
First
continue your
of
show, yeah?
all,
Continue your
the
show, yeah?
global chair for the tag team is an ANC member. First of all,
Which global chair
Who
for the
is that?
tag team? Miape Gono?
Who is that?
Okay, Henry, please let Karen
Miape na
say.
ANC.
First of all, secondly,
Shaggy,
we
I'm asking
have
you.
one of our guest panelists, Robert, who been here on the show, George Trudeau and Labour Party.
Jackie, are you
Look
kidding
at
me?
the leadership of the rescue mission. You got NPP there. You got this PP there. You got
Jackie,
Labour Party there. You got
Jackie, let me say this. Henry, 1 second.
rescue mission.
Place your call to
Henry, 1 second. 1 second. Give me 1 second. Jackie, let me
Leadership
state
of
for the
our
record.
rescue mission.
Let me
You
state for
got
the
all the
record.
different
All right,
parties.
Jackie, please. Let me state for the
sir.
record. Let me state for the record. The same statement you keep making, how MPP is split and they're supporting you. Today, the man who left from MPP to go support you see what happened in here, County? The man who left from the Jim Barney, who left? Maryland, he's supposed to turn Maryland over to you because according to you, he left MPP and he took all the MPP parties in and took them to the rescue team, right? Do you see what's happening in Maryland County with George Weah arriving there? Henry Jala, please come and bring the call.
What's happening there? But that's the president. That's the president.
But that's the point.
That's the president. It's obvious when the president arrives, people come around.
Exactly.
What's happening there?
You're trying
So
to
this
make
is my point, right?
for show up in all the counties. there.
Roland, I like that part that you.
That's what the civil servants yesterday protested.
But at least Roland was honest.
So Ben, I think you should give me a few seconds. I think you should give me a few seconds before you go to the line, please.
Hey, Roland, I beg you. Roland, 10 seconds. Go ahead.
I think you give me a few seconds before you go to the line, please.
10 seconds, Roland. Go ahead.
Few seconds, please.
That's a 10. 10 seconds, a few. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I raised an issue here about what we are doing, what the National Election Commission has come to say, that they are not going to perforate the voter cards on election day. I worked with the National Election Commission in 1997 when Taylor became president, and I know we did the perforation. And 2005, 2011, 2017, the cards were perforated. Now, for the Election Commission, and which is part of their rule, is in the manual as to how they proceed with voting in the polling center on voting day. They have come to say they are not perforating the cards. They're not going to pull the cards anymore. We did a biometric, yes, registration, but the voting is going to be manual. So boarding the car, of course, or perforating the car would suggest that that person has voted already and they cannot go vote somewhere. We started analyzing the FRR. You know, we've identified duplicates on it. We've identified names already. One name is in 2 different centers. We've established that. We got a few of that. And we're going to publish some of that very soon. So this is why the Election Commissioner has come up to say they're not going to perforate the car. So you can go and vote to a center, hurriedly try to get the ink off your hands, and then you go to another center. Why are they doing that? We wrote them. They have not replied. Our team visited the National Election Commission today. Hopefully by tomorrow. Hopefully by tomorrow. We're going to file a petition with the Supreme Court again to compel them to do the work because it is part of the man. Those voter cards will be perforated. I don't know why the National Election Commission wants to plunge this country into problem. It's in everybody's interest. Perforate the cards. It is the rules. So I think it's important for us to talk about. But I'm just saying to inform this platform that we are taking all the necessary actions under the law to make sure the National Election Commission is compelled to do what she should do in the interest of our elections. I just thought to raise that clearly because I said I initially in passing.
Thank you, Roland, and I agree, and I commend the Unity Party again for taking, doing the dutiful. If they have an issue, they go through the process, go through the law. I commend you 100%. The only reason I am reserving comment on this thing is because I want to know the rationale behind NEC making a determination that they're not going to puncture the cards. Is it because we have biometric cards now? Is it because if we have
we asked them.
I'm assuming now, that's why I say that's the reason why I was holding on to my opinion on this, because I want to hear from them the reason why they're not going to puncture these cards. The cards that we were puncturing were the cards that were laminated.
Great point.
Well,
If we have biometric cards now, and I believe from what I was also told when I got registered, is that those cards are now can also be used as ID cards, right? If that is the reason, my question to the neck is going to be this. My question to the neck is going to be this. What mechanisms or what do they have in place to be able to deal with the issue of people voting 2 times? Because what the puncturing of the card, this is mine. This is my own yet, which was punctured, right? The puncturing of this card was because they didn't want people to vote, go vote and go come out and vote. If the NEC can provide a legitimate answer on why they're not puncturing the biometric cards, then I think it's going to be fair. But without them providing that clarity to the Unity Party and to the stakeholders, I agree with you.
But let me provide this information. We've written the National Election Commission like 2 days ago. They have not come back with any legitimate reply yet to that concern. So we visited them today in a meeting, and they have not come back with any explanation yet as to why. So we'll take it with a quote. But let me say this: we did biometric registration.
Yes.
Okay. If we're doing biometric voting, you don't need to punch the card, because then you're going to use your fingerprint to vote. You're going to use your fingerprint. Once your fingerprint in the system, you voted, you can't go anywhere to vote again. But we are not doing biometric voting. We are doing manual voting. So if the cards are not punctured, there's absolutely no way you can stop that person from not going to another center where the name is. And I'm saying to you, I'm revealing to you, we've been doing some analysis on the FIR. We've identified that there are names that are duplicated. Right in Montserrat, already on it.
Let's say this. So then, Roland, let's do this. People, you're going to come in before we go to the court. I promise you. You've been wanting to join in. Roland, let's do this. Let's wait to see what they come back with tomorrow. Let's wait. I agree with you. I commend you guys for taking this issue up, because I think it's a legitimate question that you're asking. How are you going to put what do you have in place to stop people from voting multiple times if you're not going to puncture the card? So
it's simple, because this is the normal rule. The normal rule is perforate the card. Once that card is perforated for the first voting, you cannot vote anywhere.
Biometric registration.
But you see, we are not doing Ben. We are not doing biometric
voting. I know that.
We are not doing biometric voting. We did biometric registration. Yes. We are not using our fingerprint to vote. If we do biometric voting, then no need to perforate the cards. Okay. Now, on the issue of identity, we have our national identity. We have our national ID card already. We have driver license. We have passport. So that thing is not going to be used for identity. The NEC knows that we have to perforate the card because we are doing manual voting. And why they want to not do that without any kind of information.
So hopefully NEC will have, because NEC is going to be compelled to respond, because the Supreme Court is now.
The Supreme Court will compel them to do what they should
give us the answer,
because it's in the manual. We'll make sure we go back to the Supreme Court.
30 seconds so we can.
I'm not going to give that chance with this.
I think I would do it on 30 seconds. Yes, what the last time the director of the data center stated, you are very clear. He said there are procedure and mechanism put in place that are going to track those that were attempt to beat the system off. He said it. He says a workable IT procedure in place already. And he emphasized also, I don't know, I commend what he said that he tried to challenge this issue, but the young man came out here very clear that he said there was system in place. Now, there was no data going to perforate the card we currently have. The last card we were perforating it because the plastic had laminated plastic. That's part of the reason why they did. But there's going to be a system. If I went for Eastern and vote in Zosa Public School, in attempt to go back, I'm going to be caught. Right? So there are processes put into place for that. So I don't think we should alarm for now. It's appropriate we write them. If the due process should be followed, we need to follow the due process. But I don't think
we gotta go. I think we've lost power.
And let me just chime in on here though. To be fair,
Lofa, wait 1 second. I want to ask studio. Henry, can you hear us? Can you guys take the calls? It seems like we've lost power. You lost power. You look dark, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's almost 11:30 here in Liberia.
Can you hear us, Henry? Okay, Lofa, come in. If apparently we
and to be fair to Roland, point here, I think it's only fair that the NEC disclose
I
what
agree.
mechanisms they have put
in place.
They will have put in place. They cannot keep this as a secret.
Yep.
They should notify all
But they
of the
said it already. They said it.
They should notify the folk. But well, he doesn't know about it. Maybe
people will
if it was said, then he should be informed. If it was said, then I think Wale should be informed about it. It should not be a secret.
Guys, we can't talk together. Yeah, we're not taking calls yet.
At the end of the day,
so we'll go back. We'll go around again. We're not taking calls, so we got another 5. We got another 5 minutes.
My point here is,
and I like the fact that we can end on this note. So
my point here is,
if I finish your point, and then we'll go. Yeah.
If a political party is concerned about mechanisms that will be put in place to help prevent cheating, I think the NEC should do due diligence to disclose this information so that they can clear the doubts. And I think the point that Roland is raising out here about this is fair enough. And this will help everybody, including the CDC themselves. They will help them too. So
thank you, Lofa Julius.
Consideration.
Jackie?
Yeah, I mean, look, we see all the duplicate, the cards that are duplicates out there, which is concerning. I don't know if NEC has even addressed that. The fact that we do not have a biometric voting system, we have to go back to the way we've been doing things before, which is also there in our rules and guidelines that Roland just pointed out. Perforate the cards. What's so hard? We're not going to trust our democracy to some people in a data center who can manipulate data and to validate our votes. The way to validate one vote, one person, is right there when the person vote and the person is done. You mark the person's finger, which people can remove the ink. And another way is to make sure that voter registration card cannot be used again at any other place.
Thank you, Jackie. Thank you. Let's get, I want everybody to weigh in on this. Everybody. Lamin Pagor, please. What are your thoughts on this thing that the Unity Party has raised?
No, I think the issue here is that there has to be a way that you can make sure that someone doesn't go back to vote.
Exactly.
Because the issue of dishonesty, the problem with dishonesty in this country is just in green. People registered 2 times, and instead of prosecuting those people who did double registration or triple registration, because we were at the Supreme Court last week, there was one instance that said there was one person who registered 20 different times. And the only thing they did was to remove that person's name from all the other 19 places and say they will register, they will be voting only in one place. And the Associate Justice said, but that person is a criminal. The person should have been prosecuted.
Be disqualified from voting. Period.
Disqualified, and that person should be in a prison cell presently. But the only thing they did was to remove the person other 19 registrations. That's not acceptable. I think it's late in the game now. We made an error of not really paying attention to what they meant when they said biometric registration. We assumed that it was going to be, we assumed it was going to be biometric voting. That's exactly what I was going to say. That's the assumption. And the reason NEC is giving for not doing the biometric voting is because they say there's problem with data connection across the country. But that problem doesn't exist in every single part of the country. That problem, in places that problem exists, that problem could have been resolved by putting in place mini VSATs in those places like they do in the magisterial districts, or they could maybe look for ways to localize the data. I mean, if you localize the biometric data, you can keep people in and out to make sure that in specific areas people do not. I mean, Julius is the technical person here, you know. But I don't know whether the fact that those cards were meant to be, because we are not the purpose right now is that all of us who are registered biometrically, we don't have to go back and register next time when there's an election.
Exactly.
So when we start talking about perforating cards, in as much as there are security reasons why there is a need to make sure that somebody doesn't go back to vote again, but how do you do that? It means that if you destroy the cards, you probably have to start thinking about doing it all over. So it's a good thing that we don't have to go and register to vote anymore. As people come of age, they go and register. If someone loses their card, they go and get it replaced out of cost or something like that.
Yeah.
But we dropped the ball on this one. I don't know how we're going to solve the problem on it.
Thank you. And
Lami,
I'm grateful you brought that up, because again, like I said, this is again the problem that we have in the country, right? These things are not, we don't, I mean, it's almost like we operate on a fly. We operate, reactively, right? This thing happened. Again, like I said, I commend the Unity Party for raising this. It is their right. If they have a question, if they have a concern, raise it. NEC has a responsibility to be able to make that clarity, like Lofa Judah said. But I agree with you 100%. I think they will have to speak to they will have to let the country know, they will have to let stakeholders know how they intend to protect people from going to go and vote.
Yeah.
Let's go to Robert Gagwa, and then we'll go to Pee-wee, Roland, Keff, and Keff will take us home.
Yeah, and so I think I agree with Lame. I think this is the first time I thought he hit that on to the core, right? Because the biometrics, I think it's a great idea, right? But I don't think that we were all the way there yet, right? To complete the process, and so it's probably not too late, right? To try to figure out what else needs to be done to ensure that folks who are trying to beat the system does not beat the system. There are many ways we can go about this, and I would join Ben to applaud the Unity Party for using the legal system to express their grievances and their concerns. This is what we expect them to do. I can't sit here and criticize them for that. I think this is what, and I also agree with them. I don't think that we should be writing the Supreme Court for NEC to do what NEC needs to do. If NEC has a responsibility, then NEC have got to carry out his responsibility without necessarily being forced to do that. But I hope that NEC can come up with a resolution, and a resolution that can be explained to all parties, where everyone knows what it is that they've put in place, or mechanism they've put in place, if they're not going to do it the way we did it before. But there's a lot of benefits that comes with the whole biometric thing, right? And if we don't move wisely, we will end up basically wasting money and wasting people's time to start over again.
Thank you. Roland, you want to come on?
Something real quick?
You finished? Go ahead.
In response to the system, I read the company that won the bid. I read about the company. I read about the system, the whole biometric system for voting. I've read on it. They have the system where it's customized to environment like Liberia. Sierra Leone got it. Ghana got it. So when we say, our internet issues in these areas and what have you, the platform, every environment, these people customize their stuff to meet your needs. So we did not purchase or get that second part of the platform, probably because of money business, because NEC been struggling with money, and maybe because of time with the whole procurement process. But they have the platform, it's available out there, even to meet our needs in Liberia, because like I said, countries, Sierra Leone, Ghana, other countries using the same thing. And I read about the system, I read about the vendor.
Thank you.
But in light of that, if another thing I want to say, the whole process, we got to redo it for the next election, because there are too many duplicate cards out there. So I would rather, as a taxpayer, in the interest of our democracy, next time, whatever government is in charge, let's do the whole process over again and get the platform.
No, we can't proceed that way, Jackie. That's the goal.
Okay, but we gotta go. We gotta go.
This is our first time doing it.
So let's go to Roland. Roland,
the best thing to do.
Yeah. So look. I still want to emphasize, and we should be clear about this. We should look at the credibility of the elections, and let's stop agreeing to something that could cause some problem.
Right.
It is clear that we are doing manual voting. We are not doing biometric voting. We are doing manual voting. And once you're doing manual voting, there are procedures even in their own voting, the polling center manual that suggests, how what the steps are. And perforating the voting card is also the last aspect of what you do. So that issue of destroying the cards, for me, it doesn't hold, because you do not have to, the card has a barcode on it. You don't have to perforate the card where there's a barcode. There's spaces all above the top of the car where you just do a kind of just to show that this car has been used already, so that somebody cannot move to another center and use it. But to say completely the car is not going to be perforated only because but you see the thing where NEC has not said anything. They have not even replied to us. We went to meet them today. They have not said anything. So it seems to be they have not replied to our letter. So they got no genuine reason for saying they're not going to do this. So we just do what we should do under the law. Go back to the Supreme Court, because it is in the manual that the voter cards, to an extent, they have to be perforated once you voted. It has to be, and that's what the rule is. And like I said, I will prevailing also providing this to this platform that we've been analyzing the FIR, and we're beginning to see that there are duplication is still on the FIR, and we believe, possibly these are some of the reasons for why NEC will be coming over decision to say, the cards will not be perforated, so somebody can vote in the morning, and by the afternoon they're somewhere else voting, and then by the evening they're somewhere else voting. So one person put it into the ballots to represent one person. That is unacceptable.
Are you guys going to be done reviewing the whole FIR before the elections? Do you think you guys?
Okay. Oh yeah, we are doing it fast. We got a team overnight. We do an overnight thing. We're doing it very fast. We're doing it. Yes, we will.
All right, Pew, you done, right? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Do your closing. Then careful. Careful.
Oh, that my closing. That my closing. I was doing, man.
Yeah, closing.
Going.
Hold on.
It's 7:38. We gotta go.
Yeah. So quickly, Ben. Thank you. I listened to Jackie. Jackie said the NEC did not complain about any funding problem here. That is totally misleading. No funding problem. And the NEC also stated clearly, and the Minister of Finance was on record recent times said the government is on course in terms of financing the Election Commission. Now, listen to Robert saying this was not the best time for this. And from time to time, we will say Liberia is back, but we'll try to do it. There will never have been a best time to do this than this year. We started from 1997. We came to 2005, 2011, 2017, all the time. I mean, we went through the first phase, and it went very well. For instance, where some of us registered in the forest, before when the tested this went through. Now, there will always be some problem, and we will summon these problems as we force on, right? It's part of the process here. So I want to believe this is the most appropriate time, and the last time the data director came out and announced that they're going to put into place a very preventive mechanism to expose those fraudsters. And quickly, I want to also believe that the New Party will soon be going to court and asking the Supreme Court for NEC to give the result now, tomorrow, before you the elections.
All right, Pee, we see you. Thank you.
I mean, you sound comical. You sound comical.
Man, people gotta go. That's what you gotta do, right? I mean, you know that two people on the show, yeah, they were responding.
You sound comical. You sound very comical when you say that.
You cannot push the NEC to go beyond her timetable.
Okay, thank you.
Procedure. There are rules.
But we'll go to court. We'll go to court. That's the best thing to do.
Keff Hassan,
you want to accuse us about trying to destabilize the country, so we'll go to court. You want to chastise us for going to court?
Let me come in. Let me come in.
Give me 2 seconds.
Wait.
2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds.
I'll give you my last 2 seconds.
Okay.
I'll give you my last 2 seconds. But let me say this. Sometimes we got to understand the mindset of the Unity Party. First of all, every week NEC having a press conference. Every week. They choose not to listen. But you know what the spokesman said, Mo Ali? He said the last election, Ben, you're part of it, the last election, with a challenge the last election in the court, right? With a challenger in the court, what the Supreme Court said? Oh, why you guys did not report all these things that now? You know why they're building this? You know why they're building all this thing? Because they are planning to go to court after the election because they know they are losing. To build that story. That's what they're doing. They listen to
thank you, man.
I understand. Let me say this to you, man. Let me say this to you guys. Let me say to you guys. when you're going to go register to go vote, I mean, it happening in America here. When you're going, your name is on the twice because that's what the voter roll is. You look at it. No name will appear twice, so you cannot vote twice. So when you enter the polling, they look at your ID, they look at your name, and you go. So if your name here and you vote here, you're not going to go to other place to go vote. So you cannot vote twice because
you're working with election commission.
Because your name will match what on the voter roll. It match. So what they're doing, Ben, you have to look at it because they're building their case.
Yeah, we gotta go
It's legal.
That's what
it's
they're
legal.
doing. It's legal. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
But
So
the key is because they know they're gonna lose this election.
That's what you said. That's your point.
Forget about that one. Forget about that.
Robert, go ahead. Take that.
Thank you. This is what I would suggest, right, Ben? And I think Kev mentioned that earlier. Ben, to be honest with you, looking at the Unity Party and all of the excuses the Unity Party have put forth, I'm telling the neg right now, if the Unity Party will be happy and satisfied with puncturing or piercing of these cards, give it to
That's
them.
the rule. That's the rule. Is that what we want?
Okay, guys. No, we gotta go. Thank you, everybody. We want to thank all of our.
Yeah, we're not asking for something new. We're not asking for something new, Robert.
All of our folks.
We're not crab baby. We're not crab babies.
You guys have been crying a lot.
Be here again.
No, we're asking for what should happen.
Guys, I see
You are not concerned about the FRR. We got the FRR to be in your heads now. CPP has it now. All the parties have it.
Thank you, guys.
You are brother Wednesday.
To tie these IDs to all the voters. So that's why you have UIs. So
all right, thank you, guys.
You don't have to just.
Is that anything new we're asking for? We're asking for what should happen. We're not big baby, Robert. We're not crab babies.
Voting instructions. If we ain't playing today, please let's play tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow we'll play. Sorry, Jackie. Yes, I saw that.
Jackie. Good night, Jackie.
Good night, guys. Good night. Thank you.
Good night.
Viewers.
Thank you to everybody. I think we lost our feed to Morovia, so we're gonna just go ahead and end the show from on here.
Oh, but you said I just let people chat then for 10 minutes.
No, but it's the thing now. We're following Morovia. So all right, guys, we see you.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.